This is not a traffic jam in downtown Dallas, but we are at Texas Motor Speedway, where the pace will be a little faster than these Longhorns, and hopefully the tempers will be a little cooler than last week at Watkins Glen.
Marco Andretti and Eddie Cheever were found. Was contacted.
Marco Andretti is upset as he balls the fist up, and
there's nothing to talk about. I mean, the guy is unbelievable.
This is not the first time that Marco and Eddie have had a little run-in.
If he or his father think that I'm going out of my way to create a problem for Marco, they're very mistaken.
Guy's a waste, complete idiot.
Come back to Texas. It's just not the same since you went away. Before you lose your accent and forget all about the Lone Star State. There's a seat for you in the rodeo, and I've got every slow dance saved. Come back to Texas, yeah.
Welcome you to Texas Motor Speedway, and there is Sam Hornish. He's going to be starting on pole tonight. Right alongside will be Dan Weldon. It's Team Roger Penske versus Team Ganassi here at the Bombardier Learjet 500, and we welcome you to the 6th race of 14 in the 2006 IndyCar Series. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're live with Firestone Race Day from Texas Motor Speedway. We talked about the fact that it is Roger Penske and Chip Ganassi. They have won every single race so far this year. Roger's team has won 3 of them. Chip Ganassi right there has won the other 2. And as you would expect, the top 4 in points belong to those 2 team owners. It's time for another shootout.
Max starting to catch you. Still inside.
At the stripe, it is Weldon.
Great job, guys. Great job. Hey, Elio, we got to use that motor this week, so don't ruin our motor. Have some fun.
Elio Castroneves looking for his 2nd consecutive win.
Sam Hornish Jr. makes the pass. He'll win it. 63 thousandths of a second.
Chip, great job. Great job.
Entering tonight's 6th shootout of the season, and the scorecard shows Team Penske with 3 wins and Targa Ganassi with 2. But this guy here at Watkins Glen last week had the best car and the best call. Scott Dixon, now you've had a week to reflect on it. How much of a gamble was it staying on the racetrack those final 2 laps, slick tires and a damp track?
It was pretty rough, you know. As I said before, it's just so much confusion, I think, with the radios not working. But in the end, I think whoever pulled over, like say the guy in the lead, was, you know, I think the field was going to follow. So we were very lucky that we could make that call, and it worked out for the best of us. The last couple of laps were pretty bad, though.
Typically here the starts, to use a Texas term, it's almost like a 200-mile-per-hour stampede. How do you keep them getting trampled early on with everybody rushing toward the front?
It's hard, you know. A lot of the guys definitely go, you know, balls out of the start, and it's hard to sort of, you know, try and jump into it too quick because you've got such a long race, and it's always easy to make your way back towards the front with the banking here at Texas. So I try to take it a little cautious to start with, but you know, tonight we need to stay at the front, stay out of trouble, and hopefully bring another win for Target.
And good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Jack?
Thanks, Jerry, but the guy that is representing Team Penske will start from the pin tonight. No unfamiliar place for him there. Sam Hornish Jr. Sam, this rivalry between Team Ganassi and Team Penske, how real is it?
We're out there to beat everybody. We're not just focused on one team. You know, we're trying to win the championship. We already won the 500, and you know, Elio and I have got a lot of work to do ahead of us this season. But you know, we're out there to beat everybody. We're not happy if, you know, they finish last and we finish next to last. It's we want to win these races.
Fellas, the money is good, the stardom is great, but tonight it's all about pride.
Thanks, Jack. And as we take a look at the 2006 points race, you can see that when you win all 5 races, you have the top 4 spots in the championship chase. It's all Penske, all Ganassi, all the time. That is until you get to the 5th spot. That's where Andretti Green's Tony Kanaan finds himself. Now let's bring in Rusty Wallace, and a man who's won here at Texas Motor Speedway twice, Scott Goodyear. And Rusty, first I want to talk to you. I mean, this really hasn't surprised anybody, but the way they've dominated.
Well, Penske Racing right now is on top of the game. They're in the championship mode as we speak. Their cars are fast. They've been to the wind tunnel. They're very prepared, and they're ready for this championship hunt. No doubt, Marty, it's down between Penske and Ganassi right now. Although there's a lot of other hot rods in that field, but they're pretty strong right now.
Well, Scott, let's talk about some of these other teams. Who's out there that right now can break through, and what do they have to do?
Well, I don't think you can discount Andretti Green Racing. You know, Tony Kanaan has won here before. All those cars are strong, although they have struggled for speed here since they got off the trailer here in Texas. Ray Hall Letterman Racing, remember, they got the new Delaras. I look for them to be a little bit more competitive during the race than they were in qualifying. And we can't discount Fernandez Racing, Scott Sharp and Koski Maskura. Koski has actually been very strong here before in practice, and Scott Sharp has won here twice.
Well, we're going to shift gears and take you back a week ago when we come back, because we'll talk to some of the principals. We'll talk about what happened back in Watkins Glen, and we'll take a look at the road rage in New York.
Oh, this is stupid. This is ridiculous out there. He's an idiot.
To insinuate that I would actually have a crash with somebody intentionally is ludicrous.
It's two things, and they're both scary. He either didn't see me or it was on purpose.
Series back at Texas Motor Speedway, where the crowd continues to file in. You know, last week we had two separate incidents involving three different drivers, Marco Andretti, Danica Patrick, and Eddie Cheever in both of them. Let's take a look back 1 week ago to the road rage.
Since '92, there's this long-standing, silly argument that keeps going on between them and I.
Whoa! That is a big put-off.
Guy's a waste. I mean, he does it all the time, and the guy doesn't belong out on the racetrack.
To insinuate that I would actually have a crash with somebody intentionally is ludicrous.
This is not the first time that Marco and Eddie have had a little run-in.
What I've narrowed it down to is it's two things, and they're both scary. He either didn't see me or it was on purpose. What happens if he doesn't see me in Texas?
Well, last time we saw Marco Andretti, he was obviously very frustrated and very upset about what happened. And Marco, now that you've had a week to look back on the events that happened, and I know you saw the tape, you heard the comments, what are your thoughts about that now?
The same as it was that day. You know, it was two things. One, he didn't see me, and the other, it was on purpose. And they're both pretty scary things, but I mean, we got to move on. Even Eddie said we got to go back racing, and you know, I was trying to do that last weekend, but you know, it's always something new for me, and now we're going to be running 2-3 wide here at you know, some pretty fast speeds, and of course I'm nervous, so you know, we'll see what happens.
Well, of course you have to race with Eddie here, but looking back on what happened, though, do you take any responsibility for it, or do you think that was sheerly Eddie Cheever?
Do I even have to comment? I mean, you know, I put myself in the puddle on slicks that lap, and so did he. It's weird. So, you know, I don't know. It's the consequences are bigger here for sure.
All right, Marco Andretti starts ninth, and now we go to Dr. Punch, who's with Danica Patrick.
Well, last week at Watkins Glen, Danica Patrick made up a lap and came home with her 4th consecutive top 10 finish of the year. But Danica, during the race, we saw a fiery, feisty Danica Patrick. Not many of us had seen after you spun. What precipitated all the anger?
Well, you know, I was running an all right race, just kind of hanging in there and not making any mistakes, and that was seeming to do the job there at Watkins Glen with all the action with wet and dry and spinning and crashing. So it was unfortunate. It was a restart, and you know, all of a sudden I'm going around. I gave a little bit of room on the inside because I saw him in my mirror closely, and then boom, I'm in the wall. So didn't seem like something that I could do just by myself.
Hey, new Delara tonight. Good luck to you.
Thank you very much.
Danica Patrick. Jack?
Well, Eddie Cheever with a week layoff since everything that happened at Watkins Glen.
A real quiet week.
It hasn't been very quiet, but when does it quiet down?
Now it's going to get noisy. We're back to racing. Very regrettable. I'm glad that that's over. Let's get on with the next race. So I'm ready to go. We're in Texas. Great place. Great night race.
Fellas, we're ready to go here too.
Well, believe it or not, it wasn't quite over, because let's take you to last night's final practice. Left side of your screen, Eddie Cheever. That's Helio Castroneves. And Helio did not like the way Eddie, apparently, at least to Helio, cut him down. And here comes Helio into the pits, makes a little feint move on Eddie, and then he goes ballistic after he climbs out of the cockpit, heading straight for an IndyCar official saying something or other about so-and-so and you know what. Now, let's bring these two guys back in on this. What was your take?
I think Helio was just a little frustrated. He's had 2 bad races in a row, Marty, and he went out there and made that move, and Cheever came down a little bit, but there was a lot of racetrack down there yet that Helio could go down to. So I don't think it was Cheever's fault again. And I think that Helio just overreacted a little bit, to tell you the truth.
And you had a chance to talk to Helio this morning.
I did after the drivers' meeting. I asked him about the incident, and he said, you know something, I go back and look at it now. Maybe I was just a little bit over the top about how I reacted. He regretted it, and he said, you know, it's time to go back and go racing.
All right, let's look forward to tonight's race, because this is a very fast track. Take us around this 1.5 mile layout.
I love this racetrack. 24-degree banking in the turn. We ride along now with Dan Weldon. Just watch the speed as we go along here. Always over 210, 15-mile-an-hour area. Going down the back stretch now. Have to be careful that you don't touch wheels. We've seen accidents happen here before. Now watch the sun as we enter to turn 3 and turn 4. This is always a problem as we start late in the day here. This will be a problem for all the drivers tonight.
Does that give you an idea how fast they are around here? Here are the all-time track records, and we want to compare the Indy Cup cars to the Cup cars.
Well, the Indy car, 225 miles an hour when the racetrack was freshly repaved, and those cars had a little more horsepower, a little faster cars back then. The Cup car, when that was freshly repaved here, a brand new fast racetrack, 194 miles an hour. But look at the G's on the Indy car, 4 to 5, and in the Cup car, 3 to 3.5. Guys, that's a lot of G-force.
Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Firestone Race Day. When we come back, it'll be time for drivers to start your engines. And boy, have we had some great finishes and great racing here at Texas Motor Speedway.
Touching wheels as they go down the backstretch. Inside. Who will it be when they come around again? At the line. Oh my gosh, what a finish. Unbelievable.
ESPN's presentation of the Bombardier Learjet 500 brought to you by Bombardier, the parent of the legendary Learjet, aviation's most celebrated brand. And in part by Castrol GTX. Don't let sludge hold your car back. Give it more than just oil. Give it Castrol GTX. Time now for those 4 famous words. Let's go trackside.
Most famous words in motorsports, and here to give that command, the co-owner of Vision Racing and star of the hit ABC TV drama Grey's Anatomy, Patrick Dempsey.
Drivers, start your engines! Yeah!
So the engines come to life in our 19-car field. Let's take a look at our weather conditions right now. As you can see, it has been a very hot day. That's why we love racing here at night.
Temperatures are always hard on drivers and cars. Watch for a very slick racetrack tonight. A lot of changing conditions, guys.
These guys have practiced in much hotter conditions out there today, Scott. 125 to 130 degree track temperature. It's about 30 degrees cooler right now. Today at 5 o'clock, I heard it was around 100 degrees. It's going to be a hot night, even though it's going to be nighttime.
All right, let's take a look at our Bombardier starting lineup. It'll come across the top of your screen. When you see Brian Herta's name come up, make a note. He is going to have to go back to the back of the field because they changed an engine. And so he will start at the rear of the field. And as they come around on the first pace lap, you're on board with our first of 6 onboard cameras. That is Danica Patrick. You see she is starting 15th in that brand new Dallara. Next up, it'll be Marco Andretti. And there is Marco as he is starting in the number 9 position. Also, his teammate at Andretti Green, Dario Franchitti, starting right alongside in the number 8 position. We also have an onboard camera with Thomas Scheckter, and Scheckter will be starting 5th. Remember, he is the defending race winner from last year. A little further up in the field, there is last week's winner, Scott Dixon. He starts on the outside of row number 2 in the 4th slot. And then his teammate right in front of him on the outside of row number 1, it'll be Dan Weldon. Let's see if we can get a word with Thomas Schechter. Rusty?
Thomas Schechter, Rusty Wallace, and ESPN. You got it.
I got you loud and clear.
Thomas, looks like you got a good car out there. You won this race last year. You dominated it. It's awful hot out there. Is the car handling good enough to do it again?
We'll see if we can get ahead of these bunch of these red cars in front of us. We'll see. I certainly like this place, and I definitely want to get this Rock Republic car in victory lane tonight.
All right, man. Thanks for talking to us. Rock on there. You're looking great out there.
Thank you.
He led 119 laps here, and that is rare for this place. Normally we see a lot of lead changes.
And there probably will be some lead changes tonight. We look at the keys to the race, the heat here. We just talked about that a moment ago. It's not only hot in the cars, but also on the racing surface. And that leads us to the changing conditions. The cars will change a lot tonight for the drivers. They'll have to communicate with their pit spotters and also with their pit box itself and speak to the engineers to change the cars during pit stops, either with wing changes or tire pressures. And then the last lap, last turn, it always comes down to the last lap. You're setting yourself up and then getting into the last turn. We've seen Sam Hornish dominate that many times this year, and look for that to happen again tonight.
Let's get some final stories down pit side with our Triple J Ranch. It's Jack, Jerry, and Jamie. Jack Arute, you're up first.
Well, Marty, let me tell you, the key tonight is going to be donuts. No, not these donuts. The donuts that you'll find on the sides of the side pods of these 200-mile-an-hour plus race cars. They will not rub fenders, but they'll rub wheels. We've seen it here over and over again, Jerry Punch. The winning car will have at least as many donuts on the side of his car as Dale Earnhardt Jr. had when he won here in a stock car.
And Jack, we may be able to cook those donuts tonight. We mentioned it was 95-degree air temperature, 102, but behind the pit wall here, it is 95 to 97 degrees, and these guys down here in the Marlboro Team Penske pits are wearing black uniforms, guys. As it cools off, the track will get more grip and more horsepower, but right now it is very, very warm. Guys?
All right, thank you, guys. As we come around, the pace car will be pulling off this time by, and we'll get the green flag as the Bombardier Learjet 500 from Texas Motor Speedway is green.
Green flag, starter, green flag.
Just how quick the laps fly by. 26.6 seconds. It's Sam Hornish Jr., Dan Weldon, Helio Castroneves. That's your top three.
You think you've seen an exciting race before Indy? This is really going to be a big one. These guys draft so hard. They're so tight. We hear this is one of the most exciting races on the series. So strap your belts. Get ready for this one, guys.
Danny Weldon, so aggressive as we've always seen. I was already taking the lead. There's his teammate Scott Dixon in 9, Tony Kanaan in 11.
That is a battle for position as well. That is the battle for 4th right now.
These guys are getting settled in right now. They got to be real careful. It's not a big deal getting the tire temperatures up right now because it's already real hot out there. They're trying to settle in. And Brian Barnhart has talked to them in the driver's meeting. Be careful, guys. Log some laps. Don't get too close to the start because when the nighttime comes in, this baby's going to heat up.
You got Dan Weldon taking over the race lead from Sam Hornish Jr. So that's our first lead change. It won't be our last.
Important to note, you see all the sparks coming out from the bottom of the cars. There's nothing wrong with the cars. The full fuel tanks that we talked about, 30 gallons of fuel when the cars start. Rusty, you talked about the low tire pressures. Pressures will actually start to build up. The tires will actually start to expand. The cars will start to raise off the ground. Now we watch here, you see the sparks coming off from the cars ahead. The drivers have already just gone through this turn 3-4 area where we saw the sun glaring into them also. Very difficult in opening laps.
This track is pretty smooth racetrack, but on an Indy car, you got to have a real smooth racetrack to keep from bottoming out. And when that tire pressure is low, guys, these cars are going to bottom out and spark like that. You're going to see a lot of that tonight after these come out of the pit area. But it's going to go away when these pressures come up, Marty.
I get a kick out of this. Remember Scott Dixon's pre-race words? Oh, we're just going to settle in and pace ourselves early. We're doing laps here, folks, at 210, 211 miles an hour. Remember, they qualified at 213.
Yeah, 213's a qualifying lap. That's when they got the babies all slicked up and ready to go for the fastest lap. They think they can turn early, running 210 right now. And I got to tell tell you, this is getting a lot faster. These guys are really being calm right now, but we watch this race every single year, and we see 2 and 3 wide racing. It's going to start happening any second.
Now these guys are on the gas all the way around here in these opening laps. It's a clear track for these guys. Weldon, Hornish, and the group following behind. This is the point where you just put your foot right down to the floor. You're on the gas all the way around and just trying to hit your points. Here we ride along with Thomas Scheckter. And let's watch his Firestone telemetry here. 100% on the throttle. Remember, he's a bit further back in the pack right now. Does he ease off just a little bit mid-turn? The car starts to get away from him. A little bit of movement with the steering wheel. And watch the G-forces as we go into turn 3 now. The bottom of your screen. 3.7. I saw 4 there just for a moment. That's 4 times his body weight, Marty, that you're feeling every time you go around this track. And here we go for the draft.
He's going to look to the outside. Can't get it done with Tony Kanaan. 4 times your weight. Danica Patrick's about 100 pounds. That means it feels like she weighs 400. But don't tell her that to her face, at least. Let's get more from Jack Arute.
Well, I talked to Larry Curry, fellas, about Thomas Scheckter as he goes to the outside of the 7-Eleven car of Tony Kanaan to grab another spot to move to 5th. He said the biggest concern he had about his driver tonight is the fact that Thomas likes to get up on the wheel right from the beginning. Then he paused for a minute and he said, you know what? Nowadays in these cars, that's the way you've got to drive it. And then he smiled.
You saw the view from on board with Scott Dixon. Thomas Scheckter trying to close in on him now. Meanwhile, nothing has changed up front. It is still Weldon, Hornish, Castroneves, and then Dixon. Let's get more on Sam Hornish. Jerry?
Guys, in the opening race of the year, Sam Hornish led 145 laps at Homestead Miami Speedway and did not win the race. Conversely, at Indianapolis, he led only 19 laps and won his first Indy 500. Now, if he rides behind Dan Weldon, the word is good fuel, stay where you are. That's what Roger Penske is saying. So let Weldon pull him around, let him save some fuel, and maybe it'll pay off after the 100-lap mark.
Interesting strategy. This is the 5th race Dan Weldon has led this year. In fact, the only race he has not led a lap was St. Petersburg.
You talk about leading laps, Marty. This draft is so strong at this racetrack. Everybody in this field, except for Danica Patrick and Ed Carpenter, has led here at Texas.
The laps continue to fly by. This time, settling down a little bit more. We're in the 208 to 209 range, if you can call that settling in.
Now watch when we come off of turn 2 here. The cars start to move up a little bit. Everybody dives for the low side to protect the inside. Exactly what Danny Weldon's doing to take that lane away from Sam Hornish Jr.
You know, Scott, when we race Talladega in the stock car, Mike Helton and guys tell us, hey, be careful, be calm, because this place is really crazy. And that's what Brian Barnhart said to these guys, be careful, be calm. They're going to do that for a while, then they're going to start getting impatient, and they're going to start passing and getting 3 wide and 2 wide like they're starting to do right now.
Kanaan underneath Scheckter again. That's a battle. Kosuke Matsura right behind him there in the blue 55. That's a battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. And then right behind them is Ed Carpenter in the number 20 Vision Racing machine. And there's Vitor Meira on the outside. So as the action continues, we are working on lap number 15. We'll go side by side. You won't miss a thing. Can Sam Hornish make the pass stick? I don't think so. So we'll go ahead and go side by side. You won't miss a thing. Stay with us at Texas Motor Speedway. It's Dan Weldon out in front.
The dream of every IndyCar Series driver to win a race.
Weldon will win it by 13 thousandths of a second.
Only the technology of 4 Firestone Firehawk tires could allow them to do this.
It's going to be Kanaan. Sam Hornish Jr. with the crowd on his feet. He will win here at Texas Motor Speedway. Herta will win it by a half a car length. It's going to be Scott Sharp.
Some of the greatest drivers in the world trust one tire company to help make their dreams come true. Firestone.
With sludge in your engine, it feels like something's holding your car back.
Let me guess, 16. Yeah.
That's why there's Castrol GTX. Compared to leading oils, it's the best protection against thermal breakdown and maximum protection against sludge buildup. Don't let sludge hold your car back. Get Castrol GTX.
It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering. With sludge in your engine, it feels like something's holding your car back. That's why there's Castrol GTX. Compared to leading oils, it's the best protection against thermal breakdown and maximum protection against sludge buildup. Don't let sludge hold your car back. Get Castrol GTX.
It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
When you give up the ability to decide for yourself, you give up what makes you, you.
Follow your favorite Major League Baseball team with XM Satellite Radio. Every team, wherever you are, with the first live portable satellite radio and MP3 player in one, only from XM Satellite Radio.
As you continue to watch the battle for 7th, let's talk about what's going to happen in 2 weeks. If you think we're flying right now on the 1.5 miles here at Texas Motor Speedway, it's going to go even faster. 3/4 mile at Richmond, the IndyCar Series, Saturday, June 24th, the SunTrust Indy Challenge on ESPN2, Saturday night at 8 Eastern. That's right, we'll be racing under the lights again. That's Vitor Meira on the high side, Ed Carpenter underneath him. Carpenter looking good right now.
Ed Carpenter, unlike a stock car, these guys can run right on the bottom side by side, and they do not get loose in the bottom. If they're running that tight in a stock car, I will promise you, when they go into turn 1 or turn 3 here at Texas, Marty, these guys will be getting real loose, like you saw in the truck race a couple days ago. But these guys could do it because the airflow goes over top the car. They can run bumper to bumper. A stock car needs that airflow down the side.
As they continue, Jack Arute, you've got more on Ed Carpenter?
Yeah, Marty, before the race, Ed Carpenter was taken into the Rockin' Republic Jeans trailer and given a talking to. Not a scolding, but some advice about how to run this race. The guy that was giving him that advice was his crew chief and the head of Vision Racing. That was Larry Curry. He said, take a page from your teammate Thomas Scheckter. What you've got to do is like you used to do in the old Silver Crown cars. Drive elbows up right from the get-go. They felt it in the past. Carpenter was maybe slow to gaining speed. Tonight he has taken that advice and he's moving up the ladder.
And as you were talking, right behind him, you saw Buddy Rice get around Scott Sharp. There they are, all 4 of them. That is 4 position on the racetrack. It's 9th, 10th, 11th, and you can see that we've got passing all over this 1.5 miles.
And that's the one great thing about this racetrack. 24-degree banking. Even if the car's not perfect, you can drive it in there hard. Asked Buddy Rice earlier today what he thought about changing over to the Dallara chassis from the Panos that they've used for so many years. And he said, this is a track that doesn't require really a finesse setup, so you can go in there and drive the car a little harder, which is exactly what he's doing right now. He's also set the fastest lap of the race right now, 2:12.2. Rusty.
Well, Scott, I was going to ask you about that a little while ago. I mean, he's got to be pretty comfortable with this car. Now, I understand this is a stock block Dallara. This doesn't have all the trick stuff on it, all the different modifications, things like that, but he's marching to the front. He must be pretty happy with it.
Guys, right now, the guy on the move, starting 10th, now up to 4th. There on the outside, Koski Matsuura, and he has given Helio Castroneves a mirror full on the right side.
Wow, did you see the drive off of 4, the speed he carried off to the front stretch? I asked him this morning after the drivers meeting, and he said, I don't know, the car's just working real well. Both our team cars have been very strong. He loves this fast track, this 1.5 mile track, and he sort of, some days he's on, Rusty, and some days he's off, and I'd say today he's on the pipe.
Well, no, you and I were down to pit area today, Scott. We're talking to a lot of different drivers about the tires and how these cars are handling, and a lot of them are saying, hey, I can run 50 laps on fuel-in tires, and the car drives good. But there was an awful lot of guys saying, still, I get about lap 20, 25, this thing starts darting around, getting a little loose, a little pushy, and that's where I think it's going to separate these cars a little bit.
Meanwhile, there's the leader, Dan Weldon, looking back at Sam Hornish. Jerry, you've got more?
Guys, a moment ago, you were talking about Kosuke Matsuura and how comfortable he's getting on these 1.5 mile racetracks. You see him looking at the high side of Helio Castroneves. Now, Matsuura finished in the top 10 at both Homestead, Miami, and Motegi 1.5 mile tracks this year. Last year, he had top 10s at 3 of the 1.5 mile tracks, including here at Texas Motor Speedway. He says he is more comfortable on this kind of track than anywhere else in IndyCar racing. He's looking for a top 5, maybe to improve on his career best 4th place finish at Kentucky back in 2004. Jack?
Well, Doc, Dan Weldon currently leading right now. The number 10 car starting 2nd today. That's his best start of the season so far. He said, I've got to break this bad luck streak he's had the last couple races. If we can get a good shot, we'll show you the black helmet he's running. It's very uncharacteristic of Dan Weldon. We first saw it at the Indy 500. He finished 4th. He ran a different helmet last week at Watkins Glen. He didn't finish the race, and he just kind of smirks, guys. He doesn't want to admit he
right, thanks, Jamie. Right now, these two are trying to check out on the rest of the field. They've got almost a second lead over third place. And as we go side by side, you won't miss a thing. Right now, it's still Weldon, Hornish, Castroneves, Matsuura, and Dixon, your top 5 in Texas.
I love my new refrigerator.
Because it looks like wood and has a side burner for the all-important beans.
Whatever you want, get it now with no payments, no interest for 12 months store-wide with your Home Depot consumer credit card. Only at the Home Depot.
If you're looking to ramp up your ride, get ready. Advance Auto Parts has a brand new special order center just for you. Your one-of-a-kind, one-stop shop for everything you could ever want in parts and performance accessories. Everything from lift kits to cool custom accessories is ready for direct-to-your-door delivery or convenient in-store pickup. When you want the most complete selection of parts and accessories, the only place to go is the new special order center in Advance Auto Parts.
We're ready in advance.
Hi, may I take your order?
I'd like a classic single combo, but instead of fries, I'd like a baked potato.
No problem.
No matter which combo you choose, only Wendy's gives you more choices than ever. Now pick one of 7 different sides at no extra cost, so you get the perfect combo. Everyone loves choices, so come to Wendy's and do what tastes right.
You've got a lot of stuff to paint, but not a lot of time. The new Wagner Power Painter with innovative lock-and-go cartridges lets you go from staining to painting in a snap. Wagner, paint fast, paint smart.
There's only one way to get the inside line on the fastest racing on the planet. IndyCar Series Magazine, the only publication dedicated to the fearless competitors of Indy. Coverage bearing the soul of racing history, behind the scenes of the greatest spectacle. Travel the twists and turns of road racing. Speed into the mystery of racing's purest future. 4 issues and a premium gift, only $15.95. Call 866-462-9773 or visit IndyCarMag.com.
Back here at the Great American Speedway, Texas Motor Speedway, it's the Bombardier Learjet 500. Here are our top 5. We've been yellow-free for 35 of 200 laps. We're going to step aside, take you to the studio to Dari Noga for a quick 30-30 update. We'll be right back.
Okay, guys, Michelle Lee, the 16-year-old, yet to win an LPGA tournament, in contention. 1 shot back through 3 rounds at the McDonald's LPGA Championships. Shot a 1 under par 71, sits 1 shot behind Pat Hurst and Ai Miyazoto through 3 rounds. Ladies final at the French, Justine Henin-Ardenne wins her 3rd French title, 6-4, 6-4 over Svetlana Kuznetsova. Next Sports Center at 11:30 p.m. Eastern. Constant updates on mobile ESPN.
Thank you, Darian. The action continues as we are now working lap number 39. The top 4, in fact, the top 6 has not changed for quite a while, which is sort of surprising, guys, that we sort of saw it at the beginning where there was a lot of passing. All of a sudden now it seems like everybody settled down and got into a pace.
Well, Marty, what they need right now, everybody needs a caution really bad right now. The track has been so hot, it's cooling down a lot right now, and everybody's complaining of a big push. Marco Andretti, big push. Eddie Cheever, big push. The front ends are sliding real bad on these cars. The speed has dropped down to about 208, 209 miles per hour. So on the next pit stop, expect Marco to come in, put some more wing angle in front of that car, and expect Cheever to do the same thing probably, Scott.
You're on board with Marco Andretti right now. He is in 16th, and right in front of him is Danica Patrick. These are 2 of the cars that are struggling. They're backing up.
And whenever the car starts to push or get loose, you have to take your foot off the throttle and get out of the throttle throughout the turn, slows the speed down, as you were mentioning before, Rusty, and that's the situation that all these drivers are starting to have that are near close to the back.
Let's just listen and watch Marco, watch the hands work for a bit, and then you guys can make a comment on it.
And as we ride along, watch the lights on the top of the steering wheel. Those lights will start to increase from green, yellow, and red, and he'll grab a lever on the right-hand side of the car and upshift as he did just a moment ago, back down shifting there, keeping the engine up on the power band, maximum of 10,300 RPMs. Watch his right hand again, trying to always keep the engine as fast as it can go throughout the turns, and that way he has to go between 5th and 6th gear, guys, to make that work. Now his hands themselves are really moving on the steering wheel, Rusty, and that's scrubbing off speed, but he's not comfortable with the car, and so that's why he's not turning in and just leaving it in one position.
Well, he's out there not comfortable driving the car right now. He's got a big push like we talked about earlier, but he's downshifting at the same time. Anybody that says these guys aren't busy in the car is nuts, because look at all this action going on. Now on his left hand, there's a sway bar adjustment down there. I think he'd be messing with that pretty soon, Scott. We saw some guys at Homestead during an opening race, I believe it was Dario Franchitti, would actually downshift with the right hand, mess with the sway bars with the left hand, and the whole time he's watching for the lights for RPM.
Let's get more from Jack.
Well, Rusty, as much as he'd like to adjust that sway bar, Marco Andretti has adjusted it as much as he can. He hasn't really said much since he informed the team about the push condition. They have told him, however, they will be able to fix it on the pit stop. Those pit stops, by the way, should be coming up in approximately 12 laps.
Race average right now is a shattering 2:09. I mean, these guys are flying. This race has never gone start to finish green, and the record for yellows is 8. So it gives you an idea just how clean and mean everybody is running right now.
Scott, we should probably talk. You know, they've got sway bar adjustments inside the car, but if they're having a problem, they take that adjustment and go all the way one way, and they're out of adjustments. The only thing they can do when they make the next pit stop, some wing adjustments. Is that something you do?
Wing adjustments, and that way hopefully you go back and put the bar back to about the middle position and have some options for changing. The other thing too, Rusty, is the weight jacker. You can make the weight jacker move by the paddles in the steering wheel. It's electronic. It puts weight onto the left front corner to help that tire grip going through the turn. But I think, as Jack Arute pointed out, he's actually used probably both of those, and he's at the end of the adjustments.
All right, guys, I've just noticed something. Let's take a look at this. Watch our race leader, Dan Weldon. He's got a much lower line through the corners than the man right behind him, Sam Hornish.
Well, that means the number 10 car, Dan Weldon, aboard that Target machine. His car is handling perfectly for him. Engineer Andy Brown has actually given him a great race car by the looks of it, because he can keep it low. Now Sam Hornish looks like he gets in the middle of a turn and just starts to walk the car up away from the white line a little bit, and maybe he just can't keep it down towards the lower side without scrubbing off speed. So he smartly just lets the car walk up the road a little bit, Rusty, without taking the front tires off the car.
Well, he's trying to keep the grip level going, trying to keep his momentum built up also. These cars make about 650 horsepower. They're turning about 10,300 RPMs right now. If he's loose, he can run that car off the racetrack and try to get some more grip. And if he's tight, he'll probably start at the bottom and let it slide up to the front. So right now, I would say that he's probably got a little bit of a tight race car. He's just letting the thing stay wound up, Scott.
The lead right now, 0.7 of a second between first and second. And as we go back a little further, one of the guys we want to zero in on is Felipe Giafoni. This was a team that struggled all week. In fact, did not even make a qualifying run because they just had so many problems, and now he finds himself up into the 12th spot.
Yeah, he had a great run last week at 5th place. I talked to him this afternoon, Scott and I did. We went down to the infield, and he was pretty happy with this car. Again, right now we're lap 51. These guys will be pitting somewhere between now and lap 55, I guess. And the next time they'll make more adjustments yet, because remember, they did all this practice and most of it during the daytime when it was really, really hot. They got to make some adjustments now, and this is going to close this field back up.
And then you talk about the heat and the adjustments that you have to do. That was one of the keys to the race. But, you know, as a driver in here, I've done this before, Rusty. When the car is going around the racetrack and air is coming in the cockpit, it's almost like an air conditioning suit that you might have in, say, in a NASCAR. For us, it's nice and breezy. When it goes underneath yellow, boy, that's when you really notice the heat in these cars.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, I definitely agree with that. I like that airflow. Every time the caution come out for me, it's like radiant heat, man. It comes right up and it'll boil you.
Right now, Dan Weldon's lead has expanded to over 1 second, and it's 1.5 over Elio Castroneves. And pit stops are looming because we had information from most of the teams right around lap 55 would be when they would have to come in.
I expect them to start hitting pit road in the next 3 or 4 laps, guys, probably. The speed has fell off down to about 209, 207. And when we go back to green, which we're green right now, but once these guys make their pit stops and get back out, I expect these speeds to get way back up again.
Now you heard from the pit lane, count down 3. That means he'll count down 3, 2, 1, do 3 more laps before he comes in. But look at the throttle, guys. Never even lifting off the throttle itself. He is 100% on the throttle all the way around. Nice, smooth steering. He's acknowledged that he knows when to come in. The pit said 10-4. We got your information.
laps until they pit. Question will be is who will try and stretch it a little bit longer.
Countdown too. It sounds like a space shuttle launch or something, doesn't it?
I'll tell you what.
I need set 5.
That's the engineer telling them what set of tires they're going to put on the car. Preset the pressures.
Countdown 1.
We're already up through lap 56 of 200, so apparently a little better fuel mileage than some of the teams anticipated.
Well, you know, they never tell us the truth, do they?
All right, this time by, he's going to duck into the pits, and we're going to find out who will follow. Kosuke Matsuura has already come in. Now, Matsuura was running in the top 5 at this point.
One turn away. Wait, not fuel. Watch Tony. Watch Tony. Go, go, go.
You saw them turn the front wing.
Go, buddy, go.
He said one turn of front wing. Remember, no traction control this year, guys, so when you release the clutch and 650 horsepower going to those rear wheels, boy, cold tires.
There's Helio Castroneves, Doc.
Air pressure change for Helio Castroneves. Serious understeer in turns 3 and turns 4. They're holding for fuel. He is down and away. His teammate Sam Hornish coming in next time by. Jamie?
Guys, Dan Wheldon making his way down as Danica Patrick is just about ready to pull out. 4 fresh tires for Dan Wheldon, a full load of fuel. He says the car is good. Guys, he hasn't been running full fuel all day, so he was able to go to lap 55. And Dan Wheldon is out. Jerry?
Guys, I'm going to interrupt because we've got yellow on the racetrack, and we're looking around to see if there was any damage, and it does not appear to be. In fact, there is Buddy Lazier coming slowly down pit lane. Could he have just run out of fuel?
I think that's exactly what he did. Tried to stretch the fuel window, ended up running out of fuel, was slow on the racetrack, so the IRL officials smartly put out the yellow flag.
All right, now here's the hazard. Pit lane is closed. If you stayed out, you haven't made your stop yet, of which Sam Hornish has not. You could be in the same situation as Buddy Lazier.
You could be. These guys could definitely run out of gas now, that's for sure. So I wouldn't say they're in a great position right now. You see Buddy Lazier off of turn 4. He's out of gas.
Doc, you've got more on Sam Hornish?
Well, the good news was that Sam Hornish was getting much better fuel mileage than his teammate Helio Castroneves. The bad news is he went 2 laps longer, and now the pits are closed. And Roger Penske is very concerned, is talking to his driver, save fuel, save fuel. As you look at Buddy Lazier's car being pushed on the pit road, they want to make sure the same thing doesn't happen to Sam Hornish. Remember, you can, if you're going to run out of fuel, you can come down pit road and put just enough fuel in to keep them running out if you tell the official, but then you have to come back in when the pits reopen again. And right now, Roger Penske on pins and needles waiting for the pits to open to try to get his driver, Sam Hornish, down here for fuel.
And there is Roger. You saw Tony Kanaan sucked up underneath right there because he's trying to save
race car driver. Smart race car driver. Tuck your nose under the gearbox of the car in front. Shave just a little bit of fuel. It might just be enough to actually stop the car from running out of fuel, Rusty. Smart move.
You know, in a situation like this, what we do generally is push the clutch in and let the engine idle. There has been times when I've turned the engine off and let the thing coast to try to save fuel, fire it back up and do it. Now, one question I do have, in these cars, Scott, where is the fuel pickup?
On the bottom left-hand or bottom right-hand side. So when you're going around the left-hand turns and the fuel gets sloshed to the right-hand side, that's where the pickup is. Now, there's like a little reserve pod in there also with another little pump that certainly helps the cars when they're down low on the fuel. So the key thing is Doc Punch pointed out, though, if he is going to run out of fuel, he can come into pit lane when the pits are closed, put a couple of gallons of fuel in it so he does not run out without getting a penalty, but he has to go back out.
And Scott Goodyear, they are calling him in right now. They've just told Hornish you have got to come in now. They said, come on in off of turn 4, because if you don't, you're going to be out. So let's see if he makes a turn left here. Here he comes.
Well, I'm looking to see if pit lane has been officially open. Now remember, most of the other race leaders had already pitted. Sam was the one who stayed out. Doc, coming your way.
And they have told him, make sure you keep this thing running. Be very, very slow trying to leave so it'll pick up the fuel. They are going to go ahead and let him change tires. He may have to come back in, but the official said 4 tires okay. They're going to hold for fuel. It takes 4 more seconds to get all 30 gallons in. Sam Hornish, the pole sitter, is away and dodges a bullet by not running out of fuel here under yellow somewhere on the racetrack.
And Doc, we were informed that pit lane was officially open. That's why they could go ahead, put a full load in, and change the tires. There will be no penalty. So Sam survives. As you said, he dodges the bullet. All right, so we're going to go side by side. Everybody's got fresh fuel, fresh tires. We'll sort it out.
Danica Patrick's dream to be the IndyCar Series Rookie of the Year.
Danica Patrick looking to make history here this afternoon.
Only the technology of 4 Firestone Firehawk tires could allow Danica to do this.
Green flag will wave. Crowd comes to its feet. Danica Patrick going side by side with Weldon. She'll be the leader in turn number 1. My goodness. This young lady is going to be a force to be reckoned with in the years to come.
Some of the greatest drivers in the world trust one tire company to help make their dreams come true. Firestone.
Hi.
No! Use your Capital One no-hassle card.
Protect yourself with Capital One's low rates and great rewards.
I'm so there for you. What's in your wallet?
New improved Roundup. Now so effective, it even beats the weather. Roundup still kills the root, but now it works so fast, nothing can stop it, not even the rain. So weeds go down and stay down, guaranteed. New improved Roundup. The best gets even better.
Get the specially priced Valvoline 5-quart pack and free die-cast card. And see Disney Pixar's Cars in theaters June 9th.
And it is gone! Big Papi David Ortiz! A walk-off home run! He lines it into the hit.
Follow your favorite Major League Baseball team with XM Satellite Radio. Every team, wherever you are, with the new live portable satellite radio and MP3 player in one. Only from XM Satellite Radio.
Back here at Texas Motor Speedway, you're looking at the crowd, estimated about 90,000. The place holds 160, a good crowd. It was a steamy weekend. I mean, temperatures 100 degrees during the daytime. Sweltering heat, but everybody's enjoying themselves right now because all the heat is down on the racetrack, as Dan Weldon will be your race leader, and Sam Hornish is shown in second place with Tony Kanaan third, Elio Castroneves fourth, Thomas Scheckter in fifth.
Well, the number 5 car, we thought he ran out of fuel, but Root reported to us that it's probably an electrical failure or a fuel pump problem. We're saying he had plenty of fuel in the tank still, guys.
All right, a little bit earlier we recorded Marco Andretti. He has backed up. He had been struggling, and we had a chance to listen in on the radio and picked up this conversation.
It's been a really long night. Okay, we heard that. Tell us what the whole problem is.
The front of the car is sliding, but I mean, I can hardly put any lock in because of the rear. This is the most visible race car I've ever had, and slowest.
Okay, copy that.
So there you heard Marco's comments, and so it sounds like he just can't get the car to turn.
Well, he's got a push right now, but he's also concerned he's got a loose condition also. Basically, the car is not in the racetrack, Marty. He's losing the front end, he's losing the back of the car. He's frustrated right now. Says it's going to be a long night because he doesn't know how to adjust it. And his pit crew is talking to him, trying to calm him down, sucking the information out of him. What's wrong with this thing?
Let's go to Doc.
Well, Sam Hornish decided to come in and top it off. as they get ready to go back to green. So Roger Penske, remember, he likes to put guys on different fuel strategies. He brings his driver, Sam Hornish, down for a top-off prior to the green flag next time by.
Well, what it means also, he has 8 laps over everybody else, some as many as 11 laps. So that will give them an advantage if this stays green for quite a stretch.
This reminds me of Indy a little bit. We were watching that race and we're going, what is he doing? He had a lot of problems when the field receiver broke in Indianapolis. And Roger Penske, unbelievable mathematician. The stuff this guy can do in his head is amazing. So I see this same thing happen again right now. He's up to this field models trick again like he always does. I don't know how this thing's going to turn out, but he's got an idea.
So he'll pick up at the back of the pack. It'll be Dan Weldon up front, then Tony Kanaan, Elio Castroneves, and Thomas Scheckter.
You know, Scott, these guys probably should be better. They've all had a chance to pit, make some adjustments right now. Everybody's complaining about pushing cars. Some of them are complaining about loose, but now they've all got in, they've all calmed down, they've all made adjustments. So let's see what happens.
And that's what we talked about before. The communication with the pit lane is so important for these changing conditions of the racetrack, because the heat is starting to go away a little bit. And here's the signal from the flag stand.
Okay, teams, the pace car is going to pull off at turn 1. Pace car is pulling off. 10, you've got the field straight and steady.
Guys, I'm going to have to tell you something. I'm a little bit baffled. Hornish comes back in, tops off, and he's still being shown in second place.
I'm not catching on that. I think the scoring that we actually have has to be off. I was just saying that a minute ago. It's not something I don't understand.
I don't want to bring up bad memories for Arie Luyendyk, but this reminds me of 1997 here when Arie ended up being declared the winner. Scoring got all fouled up, and it was A.J. Foyt's team that was in victory circle. If you remember, that's where the saying came, the race isn't over until the fat man swings, because he basically laid out Arie with one smack. We're going back to green flag. We'll try and figure out, talk to race control, who's right, who's wrong. Right now, we know Dan Weldon's up front.
Dan Weldon's been strong all day long. We know that. We saw him run so strong in Indy. This does not surprise me the way he's running here at Texas Motor Speedway. Chip Ganassi, I talked to him. He's really happy. Weldon's happy with this car. He's showing it tonight. They just can't make any mistakes. They just got to stay up there, run. No flat tires, no bad fuel stops, stuff like that, Scott.
Yeah, we're sitting here just sort of thinking about what's going on here in this restart. I guess Penske being the master, as you always talk about, Rusty, of going ahead. But when Sam Hornish came in for that top-up, I just presumed that he was going to be at the back, so I evidently missed something.
No, you didn't miss anything. You presume right. And you know what happens here? I've had it a million times where I've come across the radio.
Yellow's out on the racetrack again.
Yellow first frame. Yellow. It's fine, Jim.
And it looks like the number 15 of Buddy Rice has got a problem. You can see the smoke coming from the back of the car.
Just goes it in there right there, dude.
So this is...
All right, guys, don't panic. Pull the engine cover. Check everything out.
You hear the team.
We're done. It's internal. The crank or something broke internal.
Okay, we're done. Something broke inside.
So you heard from Buddy Rice, something broke inside the car. So Buddy, who had his best finish last week at the Glen when he came in 4th, is not going to finish this one. Jack?
Well, guys, let me tell you how quick you can tell whether you're done or you're going to be able to make the repairs. Back here is the Honda engineer, as Buddy Rice has come in. Back over here, I want to show you, if I can get my camera over here, is a Honda engineer. The telemetry on these cars will measure all the performance factors in real time. No sooner did Buddy Rice start to slow down than this Honda engineer already saw 0 oil pressure, and that Honda engine had given up the ghost. It's an early night for B. Rice.
Well, and last year was a disaster for him here as well. He finished 21st in that race. So Texas not been kind to him the last 2 years.
And I think we should point out that telemetry is information travel ways, basically. The information from the car, from all the computers, gets sent real time back into the pit lane. The engineers are all there, a host of them. Their own team engineers, chassis engineers, Honda engineers. They can see everything that's going on with the car real time, Rusty. And that's something that I love in this system, because we can really see even if a tire is going down and going to have a flat.
Well, one thing real time I can tell you, when smoke pours out the back of the car, there's a problem. And the guy said, don't panic. Well, I'm going to tell you, he needed to panic. You know, back to the scoring I was talking about earlier. Whenever we have a problem in NASCAR or any other races, my crew guys come across and say, stay calm, we're okay, we're working on this, we're sorting it out. And that's what IRL's doing right now about this time in the scoring problem.
All right, we're going to go side by side. We'll give Buddy a chance to get his thoughts. We'll talk to him. We'll take another look at what happened to him out on the track. You'll see that big plume of blue smoke. And that's what you don't want to see. We're at Texas. Don't go anywhere.
You've got a lot of stuff to paint, but not a lot of time. The new Wagner Power Painter with innovative lock-and-go cartridges lets you go from staining to painting in a snap. Wagner, paint fast, paint smart.
The all-new Victory Vegas Jackpot with custom-inspired paint, a color-matched frame, and a super fat 250 rear tire. You may think we chose style over substance until you start it up. The Vegas Jackpot with Victory's own 100 cubic inch Freedom V-twin and true 6-speed overdrive. It's the new generation of American attitude. Victory, the new American motorcycle.
You've got a lot of stuff to paint, but not a lot of time. The new Wagner Power Painter with innovative lock-and-go cartridges lets you go from staining to painting in a snap. Wagner, paint fast, paint smart.
Coverage of the $50 million NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series continues tomorrow on ESPN2 with the finals of the CarQuest Auto Parts Nationals from Joliet, Illinois, 5 p.m. Eastern with Paul Page, Mike Dunn, Dave Reese, and Gary Gerald. You can also see it on ESPN2 HD. All right, Jack, I think you caught up with Buddy.
Yeah, you talk about the thrill of victory and then the agony of defeat. That's what this guy's going through right now. Make a change, chassis-wise, the car's running real good, and then all of a sudden the engine gives up the ghost. Can you describe your feelings right now, buddy?
You know, I've been faster a lot. I've yet to win. I sat on the pole. I think I actually still hold the track record, and I have yet to have a decent finish at this place. I don't know what it is. Maybe I need to go talk to Eddie or something, try to work something out with Eddie Gossage. But, man, I love coming here. I love the night races, but you know, we just switched to the Dallara for Rahal Letterman. We had the number 15 Argent car running competitive finally. I mean, I don't think we had the speed of the top 4 cars or nothing, but I definitely think that, you know, we had a solid top 10 car. Maybe could have, with a little bit of luck and maybe some strategy, could have been a little further up. But I mean, you know, we need to get some laps underneath us with this Dallara, and you know, we'll get ready. We'll go to test at Kansas. We'll come back for Richmond.
Let's talk for a moment though about the new Dallara. Does it give you hope now with what you learned here this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I think we're competitive. We got some more competitive bits to put on the car. We'll definitely be more competitive when we get back to Kansas on a big 1.5 miles. Like I said, we're going to test there on Tuesday. So definitely, I mean, you know, Bob and Dave give us the best equipment they can, and I think definitely we'll be back up front with the Argent cars and the ethanol car, and hopefully we can you know, get another win back here for Rahal Letterman and get back to doing what we like to do, and that's run up front.
Well, let's get an update on the Roger Penske situation with my colleague, Dr. Jerry Punch. Jer?
All right, thank you, Jack. Roger was getting ready to talk to us here, and he's going to watch because they're laying out some tires beside us, possibly for Dan Weldon to come in. So he wants to be able to watch what's going to happen there. And basically what Roger was saying here a moment ago, let me ask him, if they're watching, he's watching for Dixon to come in here. But he wanted to bring Sam Hornish back in to top him off. That's why they call him the captain, to top him off before the waiver round, figuring when they wave cars by, Sam will be almost back in the same spot he was in because Sam had pitted under yellow. And the teams down here said, what a gutsy move and what a great strategy move for Roger Penske. Now Roger's talking to Sam Hornish because he wants to keep an eye on what's going to happen with the Targa Ganassi guys next to him here on pit road. Guys?
All right, so it looks as though the wave by is what kept Sam on the lead lap and in the second spot. It is Dan Weldon, Sam Hornish, Tony Kanaan, Elio Castroneves, and Thomas Scheckter. Now we can tell you 6th place, Scott Sharp has peeled off and headed into pit lane, as a bunch of others, because these were the ones that pitted very early. Most of these cars, they've been out there for as many as 21 laps, and they want to get topped off, maybe make another change or two. Jack?
Well, Marco Andretti's team continues to work on the performance of this New York Stock Exchange car. Quick topping off of fuel to try and get back in that sequence, Jerry, with Roger Penske, Sam Hornish. These guys are coming in, taking on fuel in that 30-gallon tank.
Down here with Roger Penske. Roger, gutsy call bringing Sam back in before the waiver round. Was the whole idea, was that all strategy?
Well, that gave us another gallon or so in fuel, so it gave us a couple laps there at the end when we needed. So it was just an easy when there was nothing I gave up.
And the waiver round, he basically starts where he was when he came in.
That's right. We had a good stop there, and it was good strategy. We had to get in, though, by the time they opened the pits for sure.
All right, Roger Penske, that's why they call him the captain. What a gutsy call, and that's how you win 14 Indy 500, guys.
And Pulse Control has confirmed it was the wave around, which sort of misled all of us. And so Sam is in second spot. And he has a 9-lap advantage over the man in front of him, Dan Weldon, on fuel.
I'll tell you what, that fellow down there with the gray hair and the receded hairline, he's got a computer in that head. It's not a brain, it's a computer. And I can't believe the things he keeps bringing up, Scott. I mean, I would have never dreamed that. We're sitting up here totally confused, at least I am. Couldn't believe it.
You heard the command. Green flag is out. We're back racing at Texas Motor Speedway.
Almost a bit of a run-in on the front D section between Castroneves and Kanaan on the restart. Remember, they had that here just a year ago.
Whoa, did you hear Dixon have to breathe out of the throttle? Looked like the car started to hunt up the racetrack. Dixon right now in 5th, and you see how much gap he gave up when he got out of the throttle. Broke his momentum. That's Kanaan way up there.
Now there is a bit of a wind here going down towards the back straight going into 3, so the cars are handling a little bit different in turns 3 and 4 than they are in 1 and 2. You've heard some people on the radio say, you know something, it's not working in turns 3 and 4. That's because they have a tailwind on their car instead of the wind going over the front of the car and making the front stick.
Well, we're being told that Thomas Scheckter, our winner here last year, has got some real problems. We heard this on the radio.
Thomas, where are you at on your roll bars? Front, weight to the right. I think the weight jack is broken too.
Some great radio work there. He says the car is loose. That means the back end wants to come around on him. You see how much he's working the steering wheel right now? You turn in and then the back end wants to swap in almost like it's driving on ice. So he's going to look for some clean air to run in, not run too close to the car in front, because that will make it more nervous. He'll work with the roll bars and the weight jackers, see if he can make the car better before the next pit stop to make some more changes to hopefully correct that problem.
Jack, you've got more on Scheckter?
Yeah, you heard Thomas Scheckter at the end of that radio transmission say that his weight jacker was broken. He can't make any adjustments. They actually debated, fellas, about coming down onto pit road and trying to add some front wing to the car, but they really felt like they were going to lose their position. Here's the advice from the 2 drivers upstairs that Larry Curry gave to his driver. You're just going to have to tough it out.
I love it when they say that down in pit lane, don't you, Rusty? That's because they're not sitting in that little thing about, you know, an inch off the ground going 215 miles an hour.
Well, the one thing he did ask, where are the sway bars at? He wanted to make sure he didn't get himself confused and maybe go the wrong way with it. Where are you at in your sway bars? He needs to go full stiff in the front to tighten that thing up. And I'll tell you, the only thing you can do under these circumstances, Scott, is just tough it out. What do? You want to come down pit road and complain about it? Just work the top side of the racetrack, keep the car tight.
We've got word that Vitor Meira may have a donut on his car as he had contact with Marco Andretti. In fact, there on the inside, you can see it. You saw it there momentarily. Ought to get a good look. There it is. That's exactly what Jack Arute was talking about at the beginning. That's almost perfectly spaced. Let's go back and show you what happened.
Looks like Koski in the middle. And the Panasonic machine starts to work his way up, and whoa, just takes Vitor Meira into the wall in the Panther machine, and then Koski cuts across the front path of the number 51 of Eddie Cheever.
Yeah, our information originally said it was Marco. It turned out to be Koski. Jamie, you've got more?
That's right, that perfect donut there we were talking about. You saw Vitor Meira, though, guys, so experienced. You saw the save there. I was going to mention earlier, if you at home are looking to root for an underdog or a dark horse, Vitor Meira in the number 4 car is your man. This is his 52nd start, and he's never won. However, he's been involved in some of the closest finish in IndyCar Series history. And by the way, his team, Panther Racing, they've won 5 times here. And Scott Goodyear up in the booth, he's won here twice with that team.
You want to brag on yourself right now?
No, they were fine victories. There was also a couple that got away in one ride to Parkland Hospital in a helicopter. So,
we definitely don't want to talk
hey,
about
buddy,
that.
though, I walked down the hallway here a little while ago. I saw 2 pictures of you with this big old cowboy hat on, holding all the money and the checkered flag. So you did something right back there.
I've still got the cowboy hat. The owner took the money.
All right, on board with Scott Dixon. His battle is starting to heat up with the top 6 contenders. Look at the action right in front of him. That is Kanaan and Castroneves.
Well, Marty, right now the track's getting faster and faster. Dixon just a couple laps ago ran the fastest lap he's ran all day long. In fact, he ran faster than the pole, over 2:13.
Oh, man, you hear Dixon have to breathe the throttle again.
Oh, that's not a good feeling, I'll tell you what. He's just on the edge driving that thing, but as a driver, you don't want to take your foot too much out of it. You don't want to go too far back. No doubt the team is watching that back in the pit lane.
Dixon on the low side, you're riding with Thomas Scheckter. So as this battle continues, we're going to go side by side, and as we do it, well, you heard the mention of Scott's 2 wins here. Let's take you back and relive those moments. There he is. Keep both hands on the wheel, son.
I've been racing for 36 years. There's one thing that I've learned. Racing is all about trust.
Trust in your crew,
Trust in your car.
most importantly, trust in your tires.
We race on Firestone. They're committed to building quality tires.
Because whether you're going over 200 miles per hour
or just going home, it's all about trust.
We're on a journey to find real people who love their Weber grills.
You got a Weber, you got the Weber experience.
Like Danny Wilson and his wife, Joyce.
We want you to have an experience. Not only experience good food, but experience the fellowship, experience the love. You can count on it every time. That's the way Weber's built. It's reliable, it's dependable, it's built to last.
Real people.
That's the truth.
With real passion for their Weber grills.
Even the name sounds smooth, Weber.
Go to WeberNation.com to find out more about what you get when you buy a Weber grill.
Back here at Texas Motor Speedway, the Bombardier Learjet 500. I'm Marty Reed, along with Rusty Wallace, Scott Goodyear, and let's get you caught up on what's happened so far. Team Penske, Team Ganassi, both running strong at the front. Marco, though, has been falling back. He's now 15th, and he has got a real handful of a race car. Danica Patrick also continues to struggle near the back of this field. And her teammate, Buddy Rice, is out of here. First car to drop out as he has engine problems. And his day is done. Let's show you for it. There you see, there is the battle, and I mean, it is close. The top 5 cars separated by less than a second. So let's get you up to speed. We'll take you through the field, the Triple J Ranch. Jamie Little, you're up first.
Well, Marty, as we've been hearing from a lot of cars tonight, they have pushed. Not Dan Weldon. He has a rocket ship tonight. He pulled in. He said the car's great. The team said he's just making them happy tonight, guys. He's had no problems. He's been running up front, and he said he's running lean, and he's still that quick. We got to watch him at the end. Dr. Punch?
Well, Jamie, our pole sitter, Sam Hornish, was one of those complaining of push. The track has cooled off some 8 degrees as we began the race about 45 minutes ago, and that's made the track very sticky, and Sam Hornish had to have a major front wing adjustment and air pressure on that pit stop. And right now they're complaining that the tire pressures are going up a little too high, higher than they would like to see on the 6th car. Right behind him, his teammate Helio Castroneves. Helio had a bit of a loose condition off of turn 2, but the car is really pushing in 3 and 4. They have made an adjustment on Helio's front wing and changed air pressure, but he still has a bit of an understeer in turns 3 and 4. Too much so that he can't really make a move on Sam Hornish. Jamie?
Well, Doc, right behind Helio Castroneves is Tony Kanaan. He won here in 2004 and went on to win the championship. Now, he is running great considering the problems Andretti Green Racing and his teammates have had this weekend. They told me tonight they are running a completely different setup than they have been running here all weekend. They've been looking for the magic touch, and so far, Tony Kanaan is running away with the Andretti Green lead. Right behind him, Scott Dixon in 5th, guys. He was having a little bit of a push earlier, but he says the car's okay. He had a little bit of a run-in with Tony Kanaan, who the team says cut him off to get around him. But Scott Dixon running 5th when he started 4th. Jack?
Jamie running in the 6th spot. Ed Carpenter with a fine ride in the Rockin' Republic Jean Special. And for Ed Carpenter, this is a challenge. He was challenged to be up on the wheel right from the get-go. He has. The car had a little bit of a push in the beginning. They put one full turn in the front wing, and he likes 6, as Rusty Wallace likes to call these cars, his hot rod right now. Now, conversely, his teammate that follows him, Thomas Scheckter, in car number 2, had run as high as the 5th into the 4th position. But then the car's handle started to go away. Now Thomas Scheckter doesn't have any adjustments to be able to make inside the cockpit of the car. His crew chief, Larry Curry, has told him just to tough it out. Look for a major wing adjustment next time they pit, Jerry.
As you take a look at the 7th place car, Scott Sharp, remember now, 5 of his 9 career wins have come on mile-and-a-half racetracks, and 2 of those 5 have come right here at the Great American Speedway, Texas Motor Speedway. Now, Scott Sharp was one of the few cars that was complaining of the car being very loose from the get-go. So on that pit stop a moment ago, they had to lower the tire pressures and take some front wing out. The car is still a bit loose, but it's coming toward the track, and the track is tightening up. I think as the night progresses, watch for Scott Sharp to get stronger and stronger. Jamie?
Well, he's going to have to contend with the man right behind him, Vitor Meira, my dark horse I was just talking about. He's moved up 3 spots so far in this race, and he's always strong and gets faster toward the end. Now, after his 2nd place finish last weekend at Watkins Glen, he gained 4 positions in the points. I would keep your eye on that bright fluorescent orange car, number 4, Dr. Punch.
And behind him, watch out for Kosuke Matsura, who wants to get another top 10 finish, maybe a top 5. Kosuke chopping away at the rear of Vitor Meira's machine, looking up high. Now, Kosuke had an understeer in his car. On the previous pit stop, they made a front wing adjustment, and they told Kosuke, despite the possible near miss on the racetrack, none of the spotters reported any damage on the wing of the car, so drive it like you stole it. Kosuke moving in on Vitor. Jack?
Well, for number 14, it is a fine run for Felipe Giafoni. Fine if you're Giafoni, not so fine if you're A.J. Foyt. Foyt has put cars into victory lane here before, but for Giafoni and his team, hot off a 5th place finish 1 week ago on a road course, this is a team that has been snake bit. They didn't even get to take time with electrical problems on the car. Giafoni is soldiering on, though, saying the biggest challenge right now is to finish. Jamie?
Jack, the same problems for Brian Herta in qualifying, is running 12th. They not only made 1 engine change, they actually made 2, and he was still dead last. They brought the car into the garage last night. They found out they missed something, so he told me before this race, we tried everything but the kitchen sink to get this car ready. So tonight, you're either going to see us at the front or you're going to see us in the back, nowhere in the middle. Dr. Punch?
Well, remember, tonight was the debut of the Rahal Letterman Dallara, and Danica Patrick's team really had this car dialed in. Tremendous amount of downforce, so much so that she was losing spots in a hurry at the beginning of the race. Now, on that previous pit stop, they had to do everything they could to get the downforce out. They added front wing, a right rear tire pressure change. They told Danica the weight jacker, the bars, and now the car is finally starting to free up. She has gained some 3 spots in the last 15 laps, but still has quite a ways to go. Jack?
Well, Doc, Marco Andretti in car number 26 is getting quite an education tonight. Things have come up roses for Andretti through the course of the Indianapolis 500, and despite the crash at Watkins Glen, he was challenging for the lead when he crashed out. Not tonight. Continually shifting, trying to keep the revs up, but having to deal in the corners with a front end that wants to push out to the safer barrier here. For Marco Andretti at age 19, this is the things that will make you go gray prematurely. Now, Dario Franchitti, his teammate in car number 27, started in the 8th position, but has faded like Marco has, back to 5th. Not a push condition with this car. In the middle of these corners, Dario Franchitti has been reporting that the car gets very loose and almost diabolically loose. Meanwhile, Franchitti fills out our top 15.
We can tell you it's Jeff Simmons in 16th, Eddie Cheever a lap down in 17th. The only 2 cars out, Buddy Rice and Buddy Lazier. And it was Lazier with an electrical problem, we found out, not a fuel problem that had put him out of the race. We're going to go side by side. That's Weldon and Hornish duking it out for the lead at Texas.
It started with a dream that led to a philosophy that led to a mission. Never stop learning.
Now so effective, it even beats the weather. Roundup still kills the root, but now it works so fast, nothing can stop it, not even the rain. So weeds go down and stay down, guaranteed. New improved Roundup. The best gets even better.
As you can see on my chart here, sales have exceeded...
What is that? Small business owner. They come in looking for loans.
But we only care about big business.
Quarter. Our cash... Whoa. Our cash...
Do they normally catch on fire like that? Yeah, let's get some lunch.
Does your bank think small about your small business? Call Capital One instead for no-hassle business loans, lines of credit, and credit cards.
Hello, Capital One?
What's in your wallet? Oh, I want a loan. I want a loan.
ESPN's presentation of the Bombardier Learjet 500 brought to you by Honda, proud sponsor of the Indy Racing League Series, and in part by Scott's Roundup Extended Control. Kills existing weeds fast and prevents new weeds for up to 3 months. And Capital One, what's in your wallet? Back here at Texas Motor Speedway, lockstep, Weldon, Hornish, Castroneves, Dixon, and Kanaan, your top 5. And leering just out of the top 5 with another good, strong run, Ed Carpenter for Vision Racing. If you're just tuning in, we only have 2 cars out of the race, Buddy Rice and Buddy Lazier. I guess it's a bad night to be named Buddy.
I'll tell you what, Marty, I've been doing a little calculating. My calculation shows Weldon's going to be coming on pit road pretty soon.
While these guys continue to race around this 1.5-mile oval, we talked to Dan Weldon about the rivalry between Team Penske and Target Chip Ganassi Racing.
They just happen to be the 2 top teams right now that, you know, seem to be dominating IndyCar racing. But in IndyCar racing, anything can happen, and it can happen real quick. So you just got to make sure you keep pushing. And we need to take a few more wins away from them because they got a couple on us this year.
Well, I think the rest of the field would like to get in this win deal, too. I mean, these 2 teams have won all 5 races right now. And all of a sudden, here's Weldon starting to open up the lead again.
And amazing that Andretti Green has actually not even been up there in the hunt so far this year, because usually Andretti Green figures somewhere in this. But the technology that I think both Ganassi and Penske have been working on, because they had that Toyota power plant last year, Rusty, I think this just goes to prove that they're ahead of the game right now.
They are ahead of the game right now. I mean, we both know that Penske and Ganassi are both doing extensive wind tunnel work. We witnessed that. Ganassi's got his own style of wind tunnel. Penske's got his own style of wind tunnel. And by the way, this is available for everybody. It sure is. If I was the rest of this field, I'd be investing some money and some time to get these things in the wind tunnel, because I really think that the Chip Ganassi Racing and I think that Penske are getting a lot of speed out of doing that.
We're being told that Ed Carpenter is in. Jack Arute is there.
Well, the crew goes to work trying to change the Firestone Firehawks and add the 30 gallons of fuel. Good run for Ed Carpenter. No chassis change. They're just taking a little bit longer for the fuel to flow through gravity. He is off the road. The first of your leaders has completed his stop.
All right, so the first to pit out of the lead top 10 was Ed Carpenter, and that was on lap 122, so we'll give you an idea just how far these other teams can go.
And the report that we had further just a little while ago, that talk about lap 125 for Helio Castroneves and maybe lap 130 for Sam Hornish. Our pit reporters told us that that was what we could expect. We'll have to see when these guys will come in, including Danny Weldon, who's been leading this field.
I don't understand how Weldon's still out there. He must have it really leaned back. Now, he said a little while ago, I got this thing leaned back, and one of our pit road reporters, like it was Jamie Little, said, hey, he's still running fast with this thing leaned down like that.
Well, but watch the line he's taking, guys. It looks like the car isn't even, moving anywhere. He can drive it just where he wants it. Meanwhile, on the left side of your screen, there is Brian Herta. Now, he is in the 14th spot right now when he came into the pits. Herta's had a tough weekend as well. I mean, they were dead last in the last practice session, had to change the motor, and ended up starting at the back of the field. It's just been one of those weekends they'd like to forget and go home and start over.
I'll tell you what, Scott, you IndyCar drivers, you got that little knob in the dashboard. You can make this thing rich, you can make it lean, you can move that fuel mileage all over the spot. And I'll tell you, if Weldon's got this thing leaned out, then when he goes back to full rich, this baby's really going to take off.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. The car's working so well for him right now. The car can actually go this quick on a leaner fuel mixture. If that's what's happening, that's impressive.
see the stats on Weldon as he continues. He now has a half-second lead over Sam Hornish and almost 4 seconds over Tony Kanaan. Scott Sharp has moved up into the number 4 spot. Here comes Helio Castroneves as he heads to pit lane. Doc?
And watch for Rick Reineman and company. They will change 4 fresh Firestone Firehawks. Got to get it full of fuel. A slight air pressure adjustment. They hold him a second with Jamie.
So as you see, both cars back out onto the racetrack as we have our green flag cycle beginning now in earnest. Weldon and Hornish are still out there. Scott Sharp has moved up to the number 3 spot. Meanwhile, there is Tony Kanaan as he drops into pit lane. Fresh tires, full load of fuel, 10.7 seconds later, he's out. And here comes Dan Weldon. Jamie?
Guys, Dan Weldon is in the box. He's led every lap tonight. They're not expected to make any changes on the car. 4 tires, full fuel. And by the way, right now, guys, it's still 92 degrees and 95 on the track. Dan Weldon is out.
Yeah, welcome to Texas, folks. It's hot. Last week we were freezing in 50-degree temperatures with a rainy, chilled day, and it's 50 degrees higher in the daytime here. New leader, Sam Hornish Jr. But he has a pit stop upcoming. Up to 2nd spot now is Scott Sharp, who has about 12 laps in hand over everybody else that still has to stop. So Sharp looking pretty good.
Here comes Sam.
So Hornish peels off in turn 3. He'll bring it all the way around. That will give the lead to Scott Sharp.
Guys, coming in, back against the wall.
Jerry, he's coming your way.
And the captain, Roger Penske, just said, don't change a thing. No change. Watch your speed limit, 60 miles an hour. Now watch Matt Johnson and company. 4 tires. We'll see what they can do on the clocks here. They normally can get out in less than 10 and a half to 11 seconds. My watch says 10, 8, 9. Let's see where they are. Well, guys, they beat their own record, 9.7 seconds. And guys, their final pit stop should be with about 12 laps to go.
And there you see the new leader go flying by. That is Scott Sharp. But remember, he has a pit stop still upcoming. It's been 55 laps since he pitted last. Behind him is Kosuke Matsuura, Vitor Meira. Danica Patrick has moved up into the number 4 spot. And here comes Kosuke. So he gives up 3rd position as we take it down to Doc.
Come around mirrors, guys. Keep coming. Keep coming. 3, 2, 1. Slow down on the marks, buddy. Wheel brakes neutral. Reset the fuel. Fuel's flowing.
As you guys listen in, you can hear him talking to Kosuke Matsuura. And it's Simon Hodson, the team manager. Listen in.
Go, 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 go. Wait. Go, go.
And you heard that wait a moment ago. That was because he saw Danica Patrick pulling right across the bow of Kosuke Matsuura. Kosuke wisely held up. A slight air pressure adjustment. Danica Patrick will have to make one more stop as she leaves pit road.
Nice job, guys.
All right, so Danica rejoins the fray, and Scott Sharp still out there. Nope, it looks like he's coming into the pits now. So the race lead is coming to another change. Dr. Jerry Punch.
Right here.
And guys, I told you Scott Sharp's car is getting better and better here. As it comes down, Tom Anderson company overseeing this pit stop. He'll still have to make one more stop unless we get, oh, they got a problem with the right front. The wheel gun stops.
All clear.
Well, Marco Andretti, who has been battling a push condition throughout the night, they asked him just before he came in what he wanted. They said, we'll give you a little bit of a wing change. Now everybody's showing a little bit of anticipation, trying to get out before the fuel comes in. But they managed to make a change on Marco Andretti. But will it be enough to get him back in the hunt? Stay tuned.
And we are going to take a side-by-side as we have Dan Weldon cycling back through to the race lead. And you see it right there. He's been in command for 121 of the 135 laps today.
Andretti Green Racing's dream to dominate the first street race in IndyCar Series history.
Honda Grand Prix of St. Petersburg.
Only the technology of 4 Firestone Firehawk tires could allow the drivers to do this.
Now Andretti Green Racing runs 1, 2, 3, 4.
Friends and teammates going at it nose to tail.
Dan Weldon gets set to drive in the victory lane. It's an Andretti Green Racing sweep.
Some of the greatest drivers in the world trust one tire company to help make their dreams come true. Firestone.
With sludge in your engine, it feels like something's holding your car back.
Let me guess, 16. Yeah.
That's why there's Castrol GTX. Compared to leading oils, it's the best protection against thermal breakdown and maximum protection against sludge buildup. Don't let sludge hold your car back. Get Castrol GTX.
It's more than just oil. It's liquid engineering.
Follow your favorite Major League Baseball team with XM Satellite Radio. Every team, wherever you are. With the first live portable satellite radio and MP3 player in one. Only from XM Satellite Radio.
ESPN's coverage of the IndyCar Series continues Saturday, June 24th. We'll have the SunTrust Indy Challenge on ESPN2 Saturday night. That's right, another night race under the lights at 8 Eastern. And that's a 3/4 mile track where, man, do we fly there. Right now, you're on board with Dan Weldon, but boy, Thomas Scheckter got a little excited in the cockpit. He's running in 10th right now. About 6 seconds behind the race lead. Let's listen in to what happened on the radio.
How much front wing out? Leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it, leave it. Leave the front wing. No, clear out, clear out. Confirm with me before you change. Leave the front wing. It's fine. He never touched it. It's just fine. Settle down and get back to work.
That was the conversation, guys, that took place during a 10-second pit stop when Thomas Scheckter came in. Remember, this is a guy that doesn't have any weight jacker on board right now, or an inoperative one. And in defense of his crew, they asked several times, they asked Thomas if he wanted wing or not. Thomas did not answer him, and then all of a sudden they went to the nose to make the adjustment. One of the things you should know about Thomas Scheckter, he could very well be the most excitable driver in a race car. And I loved what the spotter said, settle back down and get to work.
Well, Thomas is in the car saying, confer to me. They're up in the front messing with the front wing, and he's like, I didn't want you to do that. Talk to me, talk to me. They didn't have good communication, as Jack said, and then they finally, the spotter had to say, hey, calm down, get back to work, we're cool. We never touch it, everything's fine.
So let's move back towards the front of the pack where Dan Weldon leads Helio Castroneves and Sam Hornish now in third, with Scott Dixon in fourth. Tony Kanaan rounds out the top 5. Does that sound familiar? That's the top 5 in points right now.
You know, it gets right down to the way they're prepared. We talked about the wind tunnel preparation before. Ganassi, Penske, very, very deep into wind tunnel work. These are aerodynamic racetracks, Scott. A lot of wing work here, but they all got the same exact engine. And they got Delaris. I mean, they've got to really tune on the aero department. I think that's one big thing that's given these guys the advantage they've got.
It really comes down to the teams and the preparation on the cars. And you mentioned about the wind tunnel. That's what these teams have been working on, as you mentioned before, Rusty. I think that's the important thing. These drivers up front know they have a great team. They know they have an advantage.
Take a look at our Capital One No Hassle fastest lap, guys. 2:13.2. If you remember, Sam Hornish qualified on the pole at 2:15.5.
Well, to compare that to maybe stock car racing, it falls off to only almost 175 miles an hour in a race. So these guys are still flat getting it on, Marty.
That is a battle further back as Danica Patrick goes around Dario Franchitti. She moves up to 13th, bumping Dario back a spot. Let's talk about the fact, the reason we're seeing some of these speeds come up now. Temperatures going down a little bit as the sun has set.
Well, the sun has definitely set. It's getting cooler out there. Better grip on the racetrack. One big thing they've done, though, they've had time to work in the car. They went through a couple series of pit stops. They might make one stop and say, hey, Kay, let's go ahead and change front wing. Let's do something, whatever. Make one adjustment. But then, when they make that second adjustment, that's when they really start taking off.
Jerry, you've got more on the speed department?
Exactly, Marty, and one of the reasons the speeds are also coming up, Rusty's exactly right, but it's cooling off down here. And the Honda engineers will tell you that the cooler it gets, the better these engines are going to breathe and the more horsepower they're going to generate. So if you're a distance runner and you're trying to run in the heat of the day, you can't breathe. As it cools off, suddenly you breathe better and you run faster. That's exactly what happens with this engine here at Honda. It's cooling off by some 9 or 10 degrees now, and the horsepower is coming up.
We're riding on board with Marco Andretti as he goes around Dario Franchitti. So Franchitti is moving backwards.
And Franchitti also gave him room, and the reason he did that is because his spotters, which are up on top of the roof, those are the team members that are watching the race from high above where we're sitting. They're calling down to the cars down there with their drivers in it and saying, watch the low side, he's coming, he's underneath you, and that's the eyes and the ears for these drivers out here, all the spotters, and there they are, up there on top of the grandstands, high above where we are, and they are great assistance to the drivers out in the racetrack.
I am very interested in why.
I couldn't hear the transmission, could you?
We always want to let you hear that transmission. Is the reason I backed out of that one.
Jack, you've got more on Dario?
Yeah, Marty, it's been a battle for Dario Franchitti throughout the course of the race. Unlike most other people, as I reported, he is loose in the middle of the corner. They tried to adjust it with the weight jacker. They've tried to adjust it with wing adjustments during the pit stop. But right now, Dario Franchitti thinks he's in Fort Worth, Texas at the stock rodeo as he tries to manhandle this Brahma Bull and try to keep for Jeff Simmons at bay. And it's going to be a long night for Dario.
Yeah, and the horns are those concrete walls. You hit them, it's going to hurt. And right now, Dario, as you said, trying to hang on. Right now, we are setting a record pace for this race, folks. The old mark, 168 and change. Right now, we are averaging over 180 miles an hour. We've had 2 yellows for 19 laps. We take you side by side here at Texas Motor Speedway.
If you're looking to ramp up your ride, get ready. Advance Auto Parts has a brand new special order center just for you. Your one-of-a-kind one-stop shop for everything you could ever want in parts and performance accessories. Everything from lift kits to cool custom accessories is ready for direct-to-your-door delivery or convenient in-store pickup. When you want the most complete selection of parts and accessories, the only place to go is the new special order center in Advance Auto Parts.
We're ready in advance.
Everyone loves fajitas and pizza. Get them together. Introducing Papa John's new Sizzlin' Fajita Pizza. Onions, peppers, and a new Southwestern pizza sauce. Choose marinated steak or grilled chicken and get a large Sizzlin' Fajita Pizza for $11.99. $11.99. Fajita! And play 100 Sizzlin' Days of Summer at PapaJohns.com for a chance to win a Chrysler Crossfire.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Get the specially priced Valvoline 5-quart pack and free die-cast card. And see Disney Pixar's Cars in theaters June 9th.
Back here at Texas Motor Speedway, you're looking at Dan Weldon as he continues to lead here, working lap number 159 of 200. A lot of things happen in Texas here, especially with not only the race going on, but the NBA Finals. Let's get an update from Mike Bream.
Thanks, Marty. American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. That's the site for Game 2 of the NBA Finals. In Game 1, Jason Terry pouring in 32 points to lead the Mavs to a 10-point victory. Now the question, can Shaquille O'Neal, Dwayne Wade, and Pat Riley's Miami Heat bounce back? Dirk Nowitzki and the Mavs look to take 2 straight. Game 2 tomorrow night, starting at 8:30 Eastern Time on ABC. From Dallas, let's go back to Marty, just down the road in Fort Worth.
Thank you, Mike, as the race action continues here at Speedway. Boy, Dan Weldon has opened up a half-second lead over Helio Castroneves. He can drive this race car anywhere he wants to on this track.
He can drive this track anywhere he wants. This thing is really handling good. You know, last year we saw the cars actually drafting a little bit tighter than they are right now. We've had the hotter conditions going on right now, which is causing these guys to slide all over the place. Plus, we got a different tire this year, Scott.
Let's take you back and show you what happened. This is a pass for third. Sam Hornish on your right. Look out. Giafone gets split. You're on board with Scott Dixon as he moves ahead of Hornish into third.
Traffic always plays a part at this racetrack. If you lose momentum, you certainly can actually lose a few positions.
And all of a sudden, Dixon's car is coming to life. That's Helio Castroneves he's closing in on. That's Brian Herta. Herta is lap traffic. He is 1 lap down.
We talked about changing conditions as one of the keys to the race as the track starts to cool off, as Rusty was talking about before. Sometimes the cars get to work just a little bit better. They get to be a little bit faster. We heard before that the engines like to have this cool air. Well, actually, the cars do too, because sometimes it makes them work just a little bit better when the conditions cool down and the tire gets to work a little bit better on the racetrack.
Well, Dixon made that last pit stop, made one more adjustment. It seems like it's worked this time because he's getting really a lot of run on the top side of that track. He can run the bottom, he can run the top, and it's definitely helped this car a lot, Scott.
The race average continues to climb. Right now, it is the 4th fastest race in IndyCar Series history. As we said, it's up over 180 miles an hour. Average.
I can tell you, these guys love being in Texas, but these guys have been real busy. They've been on the road every single week. They've got to be in Kansas next Tuesday, guys, testing. They got an open test going over there in Kansas for the IRL cars. They're going to be testing. I'll tell you, they want to get out of here. They love it. A lot of them are scared because they're running so fast. It's such an exciting, great racetrack. But Monday morning, they're looking forward to getting back home. And really, I guess they're looking for to get back home Wednesday because that's when that test is going to be over in Kansas.
And this track is so fast, you know, I've run it so many times that when you leave here, you almost pinch yourself that you're actually getting in your rental car and going home, because, you know, it is a big risk racetrack and there's a lot of danger going around here. Right now it looks simple, but these guys are in this car and girl with Danica. Remember the high speeds that they're doing, there is no room for error.
Guys, one thing I want to start looking forward to is the last round of pit stops. Now, we know that everybody's going to have to stop except maybe 2 cars. Koski Matsuura, he's currently running in the 9th spot. His teammate Scott Sharp is running in the 6th spot. Dr. Jerry Punch, you've got more on this strategy?
Well, both those team cars were among the last cars to pit, you know, a little bit ago. But the guy you look at there is Scott Sharp, who's won this race twice. Probably has the best chance of those two of being able to catch a break. Now, based on fuel calculations, Tom Anderson said we are probably between 3 and 4 laps from making it. If we can conserve fuel, who knows? We may roll the dice. I know that most of these guys will have to pit within 10 laps of the checkered flag, but Sharp, by pitting so late, may be very close.
Well, he has won this race twice. Sam Hornish has also done it, and Scott Goodyear. They're the only 3. He talks about what it takes to race at night at Texas.
I tell you, there's nothing that compares to Texas. Just the ability, you know, the Indy Racing League cars were really, I think, made for this track. For us to be able to go 2 and 3 abreast, you get just an unbelievable pack forms, you know, 3-4 rows deep. You just so much movement. I mean, it's like going into a New York toll. The cabbies, you're racing the cabs into the toll. I mean, it's just you're trying to find every little move you can get the next guy, trying to take advantage of people getting balked. You know, certainly you settle into a rhythm that way, but as the race unfolds and it gets towards the end, track position becomes very important.
It's a good thing you don't have to throw 75 cents every lap. You'd darn me get tired.
You know, right now these guys are all thinking about fuel mileage. There's one thing I've learned in this series already, Scott. Every time I thinking about fuel mileage and trying to calculate something, these guys got that knob. They keep turning that knob on me. Really affect.
What did you say? 30 laps to go. 30.
As we hear him say 30 laps to go, they keep affecting this fuel mileage. It's really hard to detect when these guys are going to pit.
So the action continues lockstep up front. It's Weldon, Castroneves, Dixon, and Hornish. That's your top 4, and they're all within a second. To 5th place, it drops back 11 seconds. We're going to go side by side. We've got pit stops coming up in less than 10 laps.
No one to play with. Play online at partypoker.net, the world's largest poker school. More players, more tables, more winners. Sign up now to partypoker.net, the best place to learn how to win.
All right, okay. Cholesterol. It can come from fettuccine Alfredo, but also from your grandpa Alfredo, from barbecue ribs, and from your Aunt Barbie. A healthy diet is important. When that's not enough, adding Vytorin can help. Cholesterol comes from 2 sources, food and family. Vytorin treats 2 sources. Only Vytorin helps block the absorption of cholesterol from food and reduces the cholesterol your body makes naturally based on family history. Vytorin was also proven in clinical studies to lower bad cholesterol more than Lipitor alone. Vytorin is not for everyone, including people with liver problems, women who are nursing, pregnant, or may become pregnant. Unexplained muscle pain or weakness could be a sign of a rare but serious side effect. Vytorin may interact with other medicines or certain foods, increasing your risk of getting this serious side effect. Simple blood tests are needed to check for liver problems. So eat right, stay active. But if that's not enough, ask your doctor about adding Vytorin. 2 sources of cholesterol. Treat them both with Vytorin.
May I take your...
Every vehicle we build comes with our racing spirit. Honda, proud to be part of the 2006 IndyCar Series.
We're flying at over 210 miles an hour. Tomorrow at the CarQuest Auto Parts Nationals, they'll be going 330 plus down the quarter mile. You'll see it on ESPN2. And ESPN2 HD starts at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific. It's the NHRA Powerade Drag Racing Series. All right, while everything is battling out on the track, let's get you caught up. Dan Weldon has been in control. He has led the vast majority of the race. Team Penske is in hot pursuit, though, as is Weldon's teammate, Scott Dixon. Last year's winner, though, Thomas Scheckter, he's been struggling with an ill-handling machine. Danica Patrick in her new Dallara ride, running steady now after some early race struggles. She is currently in the 12th position. The best battle we have on the racetrack, that's Tony Kanaan down low, Scott Sharp up high.
And you know, this is a battle I guess I don't understand. If Sharp is so close to making this race with no further stops, I would think that he would actually turn back the trim on the fuel trim, run behind Tony Kanaan and try and conserve a little bit of fuel, knowing the rest of the people in the front of him actually have to come in for one more stop. Right now, he's on the high side going around the long way and probably using a lot of fuel.
It's a great point that you bring up, because he is a full 13 seconds behind the race leaders. It's going to be the only way he can win this race.
Well, he's got to save fuel mileage. He can't get too slow, because he could risk getting way behind on if caution does come out and they do this last pit stop. This is a bit confusing, Scott. I agree with you. I don't know why he's racing so hard if he's trying to save fuel. But, you know, we did talk a little while ago. There's one thing I do not know about. I just proved that. I don't know about fuel mileage. That just proved me wrong in that one. I don't know about fuel mileage. One thing I do know is this wind tunnel stuff that Ganassi and Penske are doing is definitely helping those cats. I know that one.
That man on the third car there, that's Vitor Meira. We're checking our numbers, and he pitted at the same time that Scott Sharp pitted. So here's another player in that mix that if they can somehow stretch the fuel economy, they could steal this race.
A lot of different teams with different strategies. Now that would have to be 65 laps under green for the Delphi car with Scott Sharp in the Panther Racing machine. As you see, Tony Kanaan ran below the white line, so that means he's coming into the pits right now. 65 laps, he's about 5 more laps than everybody else.
And here comes Helio Castroneves, Jerry Punch.
And you just heard Tim Cindric say be very careful of the speed limit on pit road. Final pit stop for Castroneves. 4 tires. Watch the right front tire changer. Rick Reineman. No wing change. Go. Head up to Jamie Little for Scott Dixon.
Well, Scott Dixon is in and out, but we're looking at Tony Kanaan right now, in with 4 tires and fuel, and it's a good stop, guys. He's out and away. He didn't take tires. That's the key, and guys, that's what's heating up here. Chip Ganassi just conferring with the Firestone guys, saying, can we make it to the end on Dan Wheldon's car without changing tires? And I believe he said yes. So let's watch this go down to the end, guys.
Well, the tire change on Helio's car and the amount of fuel they needed to get to the distance was 6.6 seconds. That was a darn good stop. Here comes Wheldon. He pulls down. So the race leader is going to change here as he makes his way for his final stop as we are working with 15 laps to go here at Texas. Got it.
Tight over.
Jamie, he's coming your way.
Dan Wheldon, your leader, down pit road, guys, as I just reported. He may not change tires. Let's watch and see what happens. It's all about the strategy, and his boss, Chip Ganassi, is talking to him on the radio, telling him what to do. They did decide to change tires and get full fuel. Dan Wheldon is down and away. Let's watch him make a chase to the front, guys.
This could be costly. There was a slight hang-up on the right rear, guys, and let's go to Jackaroo.
Problem on the left front for Thomas Scheckter, but they get it done just in time. He's off and away.
All right, Sam Hornish has yet to pit. Scheckter makes his way back out. Hornish is still staying out.
You know, 2 things going on here. We talk about the pressures on the drivers driving around this racetrack. There's so much pressure on the crew to get their stop perfect when the car comes in and hits the marks to change 4 tires and put the fuel on. These guys train for this all the time. They work in the race shops. They do pit stop practice. Very, very important. And the second thing, I think, really for all this, the in and out laps for the drivers. When it's your turn to come into the pit lane, you have to go so quick on the apron and get back into the pits as quickly as possible. Firstly, when it's time to leave, once you leave the pit lane itself, you have to get back up to speed as fast as possible. It's a very bumpy pit lane here, but that's where you can really gain and possibly lose some time, Rusty.
Exactly right, Scott, because unlike NASCAR racing where you enter pit road off at turn 4, you enter pit road going into turn 3 here.
Danica Patrick in pit lane. Dr. Jerry Punch is there.
And guys, give a call to the Ray Hall Letterman crew. They have done 3 months worth of work in 1 month to get this to Laura ready. Danica Patrick comes down pit road for her final pit stop of the day. On and off pit road, less than 11 seconds and she is down. And now we wait on Sam Hornish to peel off and make his final stop. He should be coming down next time by.
So the drama begins to build again. We have 9 laps to go here at Texas Motor Speedway. Sam Hornish has been getting great fuel mileage. Scott Sharp is running in second. Can he make it the distance? And it looks like here comes Sam. He drops below the white line in turn 3. Sharp cannot make it. We've got our answer. He pulls down into pit lane. Doc, it's coming your way.
All right, Scotty Sharp decided to go ahead and come in. He could not make it on fuel, so he brings a Delphi machine down pit road. The 2-time winner here will get a splash of fuel only. 1,003, 1,004, and he is away. Now he is leaving pit road. Here comes Sam Hornish likewise. Sam says the Firestone tires are outstanding. No tires, just fuel. Let's see. In goes the nozzle. 1,001, 1,002, 1,003, and he can't get it. Oh, he stalls the car. Sam Hornish stalls the car. Hang on, they're going to try to get it restarted. And that could cost Sam Hornish this race. He finally gets started either way.
And it does finally refire. He almost stalled it a second time. So Sam Hornish's chances, and there's Vitor Meira. He also came in, and they are racing on the apron. That is allowed. They're past pit out. So this could cost, as Jerry pointed out, Sam Hornish the race.
You know, I really thought when they were only just going to take on fuel and a 4-second stop, remember Wheldon had his problems, it was 8 or 9 seconds. I thought, boy, the captain's come out again.
Well, he is, because Castroneves has got the race lead right now, guys. And remember, Castroneves had a 6.6 second stop. Weldon had a 8.5 because of that slip on the right rear.
Well, we still got a big race going on right now. And Hornish, that was a perfect strategy, not taking on tires. But, you know, when he stalled it, that killed everything. But you know what? He did win the Indy 500, so he's not too stupid.
Doc, you've got more on Sam Hornish?
Yeah, in defense of Sam Hornish, we're hearing the car may have been out of fuel as he was coming down pit road, and as they put the fuel nozzle in, it may have just burped and been out of fuel completely, but it may not have been his fault, according to the crew. So Sam got it refired, but he lost an extra 3.5 seconds.
And where it puts him right now is in 6th position, a full 12 seconds behind. As you continue to watch Helio Castroneves. Now remember, Castroneves won at St. Petersburg, of course, and has won a couple of times this year. Motegi. His worst run, of course, was at Indianapolis when he went out in 25th, 7th last week at the Glen.
He might just join the club of two-time winners because he's got one victory here so far. And I remember the battle he had with Sam Hornish a couple of years ago where he finished second. He's always up in the front here, always contending for the win.
If he can win this thing, this will be an incredible feel-good after a big crash in Indianapolis, a spin at Watkins Glen. You know, we saw he was frustrated earlier when he had the incident down there in pit road with Eddie Cheever in practice, but he looks like he's in good shape right now. Tim Cindric and Team Penske's made a great call. He's got a big lead right now. The car looks great.
He's got about almost a second lead over second place Scott Dixon. That car right there in between, that is Thomas Scheckter. And Scheckter is running in 10th position, and he is 1 lap down. New fast lap, there you see it, Weldon trying to turn up the wick, 213.4 miles an hour.
And Weldon had that right rear mess up on that pit stop, and that just cost him. I'll tell you, Chip Ganassi's probably down there getting ready to slit his wrist because he drove himself crazy, dominated this race throughout the day. Looks like he's going to lose it to Castroneves. Unbelievable.
And remember, Indy, Weldon dominated Indy.
Same thing. Weldon had Indy dominated. Had it dominated here.
So down the backstretch for the final time, Helio Castroneves. Looking like he's going to win again. Hang on as they go through turns 3 and 4. Dixon and Weldon. Not going to be enough. Helio Castroneves takes the win. His 10th career victory.
And Hornish gets sharp at the line.
That was for 4th position. I was listening to Helio hooping it up. His 3rd win this year. It's going to extend his points lead. He becomes the 4th two-time winner here at Texas. Look at Chip Ganassi. He can't believe it.
Now the question is, does he climb the fence?
Is that even a question? It's not a matter of if, it's going to be when.
I think he's going slow. I think he's taking the belts off right there. I see him moving inside the cockpit.
Dan Weldon run 214.20 that last lap, the fastest lap of the race, trying to catch back up. That proved he had the fastest car, but this Team Penske guys, they're smart guys. They had fast cars too.
There he is, pulling down in front of the start-finish line. Get ready, folks.
What do you think he's going to do, Marty?
Spider-Man's heading across the track to the fans. Sparkplug better go with him. Be the only way he'll get to shake his hand before everybody else.
Well, you notice he didn't do a bunch of burnouts and tear the motor up because they got to race that thing again, don't they?
That's right. The Honda motor has to go 2 races. That'll be a run again at Richmond, and here he goes. Listen to the crowd.
Don't fall off that fence. That's what worries me all the time, Scott. I tell you, these guys up there.
And folks, you have witnessed the 3rd fastest race in IndyCar Series history, 185.7 miles an hour.
Helio, the original fence climber. Tony Stewart tries to copy it, does a pretty good job. He's getting a little overweight, though. Tony will tell you, love Antonio, but he'll tell you that, you know, Helio was the first, but he loves doing it also.
Helio does get up there a little quicker, doesn't he?
He does.
Let's check in with Jamie Little.
That's right. Dan Weldon jumped out of the car, turned around. Dan, what happened there on the last pit stop?
I think we just You know, I'm not really sure. The boys always put in a lot of effort, and the Target Chip Ganassi racing car was very fast, but we gifted another win to Penske, and we can't afford to do that.
What's going on with this bad luck streak you told me about earlier? What is it going to take to break this thing?
I have no idea, but we just got to keep working hard, and you know, I think everybody at Target Chip Ganassi Racing can put together a car that's very fast, and obviously the Honda engine's always very reliable and good, so just got to keep working.
Definitely Dan Wheldon, guys. He knows how to win. He's a champion, defending champion of the Indy Racing League, and that black helmet didn't do the trick tonight, guys.
I'll tell you what, he is absolutely hot. He just wanted to get out of there. He didn't want to be around the team. I guess the pit stop was enough to put it off. He is so competitive right now. There's two things bothering him. He's not winning races, and he's seeing another team win, and you got to love the spirit of him.
But he won the very first opening race at Homestead, Florida. He dominated Indy. He dominated here. I'd be upset too, Scott. I mean, they just keep making tiny mistakes. The right rear pit stop just killed him.
Guys, here's the thing. This is what he sees in his mind. We had 179 green flag laps. He led 171 of them. That's why he's so frustrated. This is the same story as we mentioned back at Indianapolis.
But you know something? It's okay for him to be frustrated, because that's why Chip Ganassi hired him, because he wants to win, and he's not happy unless he's winning.
He pushes the button. And Chip Ganassi Racing, what a race team. This guy has got an incredible team, incredible manager, very, very smart businessman. Real happy with the way Ganassi's got this stuff going.
Jamie Little is caught up with Sam Hornish.
That's right. We're on the walking tour with the drivers that are very frustrated. Sam Hornish won the Indy 500, and again, a pit stop that puts you guys down. Sam, it looked like you were making the charge to take this win, but what happened?
We ran out of fuel coming into the pit lane. It's kind of a bummer because we saved fuel the whole time, but we win as a team and we lose as a team. So unfortunate circumstances for the 6 car, but you know, Elio went out there and won the race when those other guys had problems in the pits, but had them all right where we wanted them. And you know, if you run out of fuel and you got to restart the car, you can't really do a whole lot about that.
So that's all about strategy. You guys are pushing it to the last second.
Well, it said that there was still 7 tenths of a gallon in there, and obviously there wasn't. So we ran out coming down pit lane. The engine barely kept running, and as soon as they started putting fuel in it, it just wouldn't start. So kind of bad day, but what are you going to do about it?
Sam Hornish Jr., though, kept his foot on the throttle, guys, and he took it to the end and made a pass at the line. Dr. Punch.
Well, Elio Castroneves has pulled into victory lane, sitting up on the back of the car now, getting congratulations from his longtime crew chief, Rick Reineman, who has the glowing arm there with the, hey, what a great pit stop they had, getting him on and off pit road, and Rick leans over to have a nice quiet word with his driver, Elio Castroneves, with an incredible finish here at this racetrack. And Elio, congratulations. What was the difference there in the final 50 laps, aside from some great pit work?
Well, you said it all. These guys are unbelievable in the pits. You know, that's why we won the competition today. I mean, at Indy, and in and out laps was really good. The car was handling good. At the beginning, you had some kind of have to adjust, but man, he was telling me, Cindric was telling me safety. I said, no way, I'm gonna keep going. But this guy, man, he believed in me. And everybody's believing me, and what a great team. I couldn't ask for a better result.
You're talking about Tim Cindric, reporting to the guy who made the call. Now, early in the race, the car appeared to have a pretty bad push in 3 and 4, and Tim made some major adjustments. What did he do?
Well, Ron and I were discussing, and I said, listen, just a little bit front wing. I know the track's going to come to me, and definitely did. Towards the end was kind of loose, but I said, you know what? If they say loose is fast, that's the way we went. And what incredible race. It was no hard as any yellow, so it was just incredible. I tell you, guys, let's keep working hard. This is looking fantastic.
Hey, you chased the Target Ganassi guys all night long. Were you concerned on those last couple laps that they might be able to sneak back up on you?
I kept looking in my mirrors, you know. I wasn't looking out even to the front, and I can see that they are catching. But hey, to catch me one thing, to pass me is another. So it was a great battle. Those guys are very competitive, but this team here is fantastic. So, our team Penske, you're awesome.
All right, Elio Castroneves, his 2nd win at Texas, his 3rd win of the year, and his 10th win overall, guys.
And not one single car hit the wall the entire weekend. It was a great weekend of racing here. Our fastest race, I mean, unbelievable. 3rd fastest race in series history. Here's your top 10. Look at the top 4. We talked at the beginning of the show. The domination of Team Penske and Ganassi Racing, and there they are in the top 4 spots again. Take a look on down through the top 10, and we'll be back with more from the Bombardier Learjet 500. Get caught up with some more of these guys and their performances tonight at Texas. Helio Castroneves
from the Indianapolis.
Back in 04, his win here at Texas Motor Speedway as he took the checker flag and then climbed the fence. That was in the heat of the day, in October. And then just a few moments ago here at Texas Motor Speedway under the lights, he was just as hot, even though the temperature was a little bit cooler, as Helio climbs the fence again. There is the trophy presentation. Eddie Gossage, general manager of the track on the left. Guys, you have to feel for Dan Wheldon. We talked about it. He led 171 of 179 green flag laps, but yet comes up on the short end again.
Well, race 6 out of 14 for the championship. I know he wanted the Indianapolis 500, and that he did not get. So I think now he has to be calm, cool, and collective. He's got a great team with him, a great engineer with Andy Brown. He knows he's going to win more races. He just has to set his sights on the rest of the events that he has towards the championship, and maybe he'll come out a victor.
Scott, you know, going back to Roger Penske, his instrumentation showed him that he had 0.7 of a gallon left. Sam got out of the car and said, showed we had the fuel. Roger made the call on what the information he had given to him was. He was going to make the right call. You know, if that thing wouldn't run out of gas, he probably was going to win this race. You know, you look at Tim Cindric, who's running the 3-car operation with Helio Castroneves. Roger Penske's got so much confidence in Tim Cindric. He's brought him down to Penske Racing South. They run the entire Penske Racing team. He's going to work real hard right now, try to get the stock car team turned around, which has worked itself all the way down to 18th and 19th to points or something like that. Roger's got a ton of confidence in Cindric, so I expect the performance and everything to start looking up because he's definitely getting it done here.
And you know, a new engineer for Helio Castroneves this year, Ron Rzuski, who joined Penske Racing just late last year, came on full-time for Helio this year, and already that whole marriage is working out great.
The celebration of the fireworks continue. Let's talk to the man who finished second, Scott Dixon. He's with Jamie Little.
That's right. He started 4th and he finished 2nd, tying his best here in Texas. And Scott, take us through the race, though. The beginning, we know you were fighting a push. How did your car start to come to you there toward the end?
Well, you know, on the first stint, I think we started on some older tires, the first 2 stints, and the car was not so good. We struggled with the push, but then I got cords on the right rear, so I got pretty loose pretty quick, and I had such a slow in-lap because I couldn't go around the apron very fast. But throughout the day, you know, the Tiger guys just worked on the car, and we got it pretty good. And my car was just draggy the whole race. It wasn't the fastest one. It was very comfortable to drive, which is always nice for us, but frustrating when you're not the quickest.
Hey, it's a lot better than the last couple of years that Honda Power is making you a new man.
It's making the team a whole new group of people, and it's so much fun to be back at the top and getting the job done.
Scott Dixon out of the car. He has his little BlackBerry getting all these text messages from his buddies home in New Zealand. Guys.
All right, thanks, Jamie. As the celebration continues, as, that looks dangerous. That looks dangerous. He's shooting off the 6 guns. We're going to be coming back here, but first, let's go check in with Sports Center, get you caught up on what's happening elsewhere in the world of sports. I think Matt Leinart. Hey, everybody.
Welcome back to Texas Motor Speedway. I'm Jamie Little, along with Danica Patrick, who finished 12th tonight. Danica, you're still the only driver in the entire field who has completed 100% of the laps, but I know you're a little frustrated. What happened tonight?
You know, it was the first time in this new Dallara, and I was a little bit cautious on the restarts, just not from a standpoint of all the car, but a little bit the car. I wasn't sure what it was going to do and how it would handle with traffic. And then people were just spreading out, and I like to finish, as that would prove. So I tended to get caught out there because this is so much a momentum track, and you've got to keep your foot in it. Once I got going, I was fine, but we had a little bit of understeer in the first stint, but as soon as we made a little adjustment with the wing, I was pretty solid for the rest of the race. I could run the low line, I could run the high line, and which proved to be a good thing, because I think my friends out there couldn't run the high line like I could, so I just had to run the bottom.
Danica Patrick running that new chassis that she mentioned, the Dallara. Everybody in the field was running the same setup here tonight. Dr. Punch.
We caught up with the captain, Roger Penske. Congratulations, Roger, on another win here tonight. The man that made the call tonight down in that pit for Elio, Tim Cindric, you have a tremendous amount of confidence in, and I guess he's the guy you just put in charge of everything, including the stock car team.
Well, Jerry, you know, Tim is a guy that's really worked hard for us, made a great call tonight. We run two different strategies. If we hadn't run Sam out of field, it would have been great to see them both up there fighting, but great call. Elio drove a great race. You got to give that pit crew, you know, a real handshake, because they were the ones that got him out early, because Weldon obviously was running ahead, and we beat them in the pits, and that's what's got us the race.
Rick Ronneman and crew made a great stop, and that's what put Elio out front, and it's all about the organization. This is the man that puts all those people in place. Guys?
And if you'll give us a moment, we want to send our best to Dr. Jim Thomas. That is Jamie Little's father. He's recuperating back in Las Vegas. I know he's watching tonight, and we wish him well as you look at the full moon. And we hope he, along with you, will be watching us in 2 weeks, because we'll have the IndyCar Series continuing Saturday, June 24th. The SunTrust Indy Challenge. You'll see it on ESPN2 Saturday night at 8 Eastern. ESPN's presentation of the Bombardier Learjet 500 brought to you by Bombardier, the parent of the legendary Learjet, aviation's most celebrated brand, and in part by Firestone Tires. And as the crowd files on out, we'll take a look at the updated points. Helio Castroneves now leads Scott Dixon by 22. You can see, look at Scott Sharp. Makes a jump from 11th to 7th in the championship chase with his best finish this year. He comes home in 5th. Final thoughts, guys?
Well, I'll tell you, this was one of the hottest races we've run all year long. It was a great race, that's for sure. But I'll tell you one big thing that's going to happen, Scott, on Tuesday. Kansas Speedway. It's going to be very big for Errol. And Danica Patrick, Buddy Rice, Jeff Simmons with Greyhound Letterman, they're going to need that testing on Tuesday at Kansas to figure out this new Dallara.
And then we're on to Richmond, a 3/4 mile bull ring, which everybody want to see people rubbing wheels and bumping each other. That's usually where that happens, a great little racetrack.
So for Rusty Wallace, Scott Goodyear, Jack Arute, Jerry Punch, Jamie Little, and our entire ESPN crew, I'm Marty Reed. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Saturday night, June 24th, the IRL Series heads to Richmond for the SunTrust Indy Challenge on ESPN2. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Coming up next is Sports Center. Congratulations, not the spark plug, but to that man, Helio Castroneves, the winner of the Bombardier Learjet 500. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Good night, everybody.